right, you got to give it a few seconds to buffer and be fully live. Let it connect to chat.
And we're live.
And
I can
we
see
are
it on
live.
Twitch.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Anti-Ed 2 podcast. Listen, we got a hell of a show for you tonight, folks. First of all, Gary and Graig Briggs are here on the show. What's happening, guys?
Hi, friend.
What's up?
And
Yo.
now, real quick before we get to them, we've got all kinds of new stuff happening here. For one, so we got some more sound alerts, and now it's just the way it is. Some of the sound alerts are 50 cents each, some of them are $1, and some of them are free. And but we're basically only talking to replay listeners now, as the rest of the lazy live listeners stumble in. But what else we got? We got a new let me see what I wrote down here. Oh, we got a new band. We got a new band for the show. And oh wait a minute, that's oh wait, no, that's a bed. We got a new bed. I wrote band. Okay, no, it's just a bed. No band. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But oh, where is that? Oh, I don't have that queued up either. Listen, this is the kind of quality you can expect here from Anti-Ed 2, folks. And, of course, Sean Rice is joining us as per usual with his stupid blue background. What's happening, buddy?
What's up?
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's all
That's
you're
it.
going to say? Okay. And,
That's all you get.
so, now, listen, folks. I've got to say, first of all, okay, so we got some people tuning in. Oh, and I forgot to do all the other things. There's a lot of stuff to remember. This is insane. But man, so just to catch you guys up, in case you don't remember, I don't know how the fuck you wouldn't, but Graig Briggs and Gary Briggs, both of them, skateboarder extraordinaires, you know, both of them from Alley Cat, and I'm surely they've been featured in all kinds of anti-ed shit before too. Plus, we had our whole super rad thing, which we're definitely going to get into at some point. Yeah, let's figure out what Andrew's been up to. I haven't even heard of that guy in God knows how long. And in fact, believe it or not, folks,
That's my best friend, man.
me and Gary, with the exception of the other night, haven't talked in, like 10 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's crazy because we used to be like two peas in a pod before all that.
Dude,
So we've
every
got
day.
plenty of stuff to get to here. Plus, in a way, shape, and form, Greg used to. Well, you were.
I used to drive you guys around everywhere is what I did.
That was the first thing. You introduced me to street skateboarding, real full tilt boogie street skateboarding. Back when your speedometer didn't work, we had no idea how fast we were going. And zero fucks given.
I forgot about that.
Why don't we just start there? Because that really is, especially for me, and I guess for Gary to an extent as well, and probably you as well, Greg, that's kind of where real, like, let's go street skateboarding started, right? Like when you got that car.
Yeah, I guess so. That's when me and Gary started to like explore around like crazy. Like, I mean, you guys knew our mom. She was super strict, and when I finally got a driver's license, it was like, dude, let's get the fuck out of here. And we went everywhere. And I remember this is like right as the internet is getting big. So I still use like a key maps, like a paper map, and we would follow our ways and like mark spots and shit. And like, it's hard to even think of it, how you would even survive back then now. But
Dude.
yeah, that car, ooh, that was fun. And all the stickers and shit.
Yeah,
What do
and
you remember, Gary?
98 Honda Civic. Dude, who ran that thing to the ground?
No, dude, like 1990, not 98.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah, dude.
I had those like those fancy, or like I think it was like they were trying to be fancy when they were making it. The seatbelts that like put up on.
They had automatic seatbelts, but you still had to like clip the waistband in.
Yeah.
So it was like moronic. Like whoever decided to design that
Yeah.
is just an idiot. Like,
And-
why would?
And plus, you had to manually guess how fast you were going because of the speedometer.
Was that okay? So I had two of these cars, the
Yeah.
same exact car. It was actually a 1989,
And then you had a 90.
and then
Right.
I had a 90. But they were like the
What
same
an
thing
upgrade.
anyway. Yeah. And then one was gray and one was red.
Right, yeah.
So Brian, which one didn't have the speedometer working? Because I remember the
I
red
think-
one.
It was the
I
red
drove
one for
everywhere.
sure. It was the red one for sure.
You sure?
I'm pretty. I mean, listen, folks. I've done a lot of things to my brain since then, but I'm pretty sure that was the red one. Like, in fact,
drove-
I would bet my whole life savings on it, which is like $5.
I drove the fuck out of that car, yo, and it
Oh,
had all
yeah.
those stickers on it. That was like a true fucking skateball, though, dude. Like that thing was built to fucking shred.
Dude.
You know?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you one moment. It was one of those sort of aha moments for me when you realize, like, oh, this is possible. It was you and me and Gary, and we dragged someone else with us too. I forgot who it was, but it was 4 of us and the 3 of us, and we went to Tranquility. I don't even think any of us did anything. This was like pre-super rad, pre-anti. This was like when me and Gary first started, when I started first going with you guys on trips. And we went to Tranquility. I think it was the first place you guys ever took me to. And then we got back to Humble Skate Park, and they had just gotten a new issue in of Thrasher Transworld, and Darrell Stanton was on the cover skating Tranquility. And I was like, and that's when it connected in my head, like, oh, I now have access to that world now because of Graig's car. And like I can go to these spots and I can try these tricks, even though I couldn't do any of them. I could at least go try them, and and
See where it happened.
that's kind of where my whole that's where skateboarding really that's where it really took over my life, was once you got a car. That's when I got super obsessed with the whole scene. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's I don't know, man. It was fun driving around all those places. I wish we went to better. I don't know. I'm trying to like remember all the spots like
Yeah,
that we first went to that weren't like real spots. There was like this one like hubba ledge I remember eating shit on behind the building. There's like I remember we made more spots. Like we made like DIY spots. Brian, you remember that spot we made at that like rental place?
where we got that photo of me with my face in the ground. Dude,
Skate park.
Oh no, Gary, you remember those ones like where we had the filing cabinets going down
Yeah.
that spot?
Oh,
There-
that's a different one. Yeah.
There was that one in Lowe's. It was like an abandoned auto place in Lowe's in Kingwood. And we had like built a ledge and it was
that
fucking
was
perfect.
sketchy.
And it was like that smooth like auto, I don't know, I guess they just had like really smooth concrete like underneath or like in their shops. And we built a ledge, and I think we also just like smashed windows and stole like or moved like their cabinets around and made like bumped desk or shit like that. And but that was sketchy because remember like we got caught in there the day after we built that ledge.
Yeah, I remember like somebody rolled up and then they're like
Chasing
opened one of the bay doors or some shit, and we were all like, ah, what the fuck? And we all ran around. We were like, hey, you fucking kids! And we were just like, oh shit! But we never got in trouble.
Nah,
We never got in trouble at that one. I was thinking the one off Beltway 8 at that like equipment rental place.
Yeah,
That place still had a security system,
yeah.
and that's when we had to bail run because we eventually like broke into
Okay.
it. But like we didn't smash anything. I think we just kind of figured out how to open the door.
Yeah, we weren't
That was
really
sketchy.
we weren't really that destructive. The most
No.
we probably did was like just skated the spot and left. Remember we made that big batch of super rad stickers. We'd leave those there, and that was about it. You know, I feel like we're pretty respectable street skateboarders, right? We didn't unnecessarily fuck shit up. Well, I mean, for the most
we
part.
fucked some shit up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe we did.
I mean, we definitely destroyed things, you know? I don't think we weren't arsonists.
That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't,
Yeah.
you know, we didn't pull an Anthony Elio and just destroy a whole house for no reason. You know, we had just cause. You know, if we destroyed something, it's because we were excited about skateboarding. You know, there's a reason behind it, which is not much of a reason, really. But, and yeah.
Brian, were you with us in the car when we used to? So we used to always go to the Woodlands, and we got pulled over. You remember that, Gary? We got pulled over by the Shenandoah police, and they were all like, "Hey, you're in the car," and like, maybe it was like Thanksgiving or some shit like that.
And they like searched the whole car.
They searched the whole car, and I was just like,
You didn't have any.
I think I have a toy gun in the car. And they were like, where is it? And I was like, I don't know. That's why I'm not telling you, so you can find it.
And wasn't that the one where the whole reason they pulled you over was bullshit in the first place? Because they said your license plate light was out, and then by the time you pulled away, you went and checked, and it was on.
Yeah. There's just all those stickers, man.
Yeah. Dude, so
those stickers will get you in trouble.
They will, and here's a great reason. So Nikki Stevens is in the chat room, and so is somebody else. Birdman, is that the actual Birdman? I mean, not Tony Hawk. I mean the Kingwood Birdman. Is that you? Is that you? Holy shit! Let me know if it is.
Is that Josh?
Okay, yeah. Josh says
That's gotta be him.
Josh says he made a Twitch account just to come on here and make fun of Gary.
He would put daddy at the end of his name like an asshole.
Is it Birdman Day?
Yo, half the fun of this is like people will make an account and we don't know who they are, and they'll say shit like that they know about us.
Greer Rudin. Greer Rudin.
And we're
has
like,
just
who
shown
are
up.
you?
He's right about your hair, Gary.
Huh?
I was
like
wondering about your
fucking-
hair too.
You're looking. Do you have blonde highlights?
Yeah, what's
No,
going on
it's
there?
the sun.
It's the sun. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. LA.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what happens, man, to your hair when you're out in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Did
I think
we
over the
ever?
summer, everything did it.
Yeah, and wait, so that really is all natural?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
that's
see it. Look down. We want to see those fucking.
oh,
Like right in the. It's weird.
Bro,
it has been
Like
confirmed.
Tony Hawk from the 80s.
Tony Hawk, totally, dude. Total Tony Hawk. Flock of seagulls, all of that shit.
Flock of
Gary's
seagulls and all of
about
that.
to fucking get out of here.
You know what? That's gonna be a sound clip right there. Flock of seagulls and shit. Right there. That's a good sound clip. Now, so we have confirmation from Birdman that it is indeed Josh in the flesh. Maya from Shift Happens somehow still made her way over here. And Greer is in the chat room. I didn't even know he knew about this. What's up, buddy? In fact, let me tell you what, Greer. Hit me up. I got some shit for you, sir. And actually, I'm kind of wondering where that old America video went. If you still have that, buddy, let me know. Holla at your boy.
Which video are you talking about? Is this still the VHS tape?
This is. I remember, Greg, you were never a fan of This Is Skateboarding. You claimed that you couldn't stay awake through it, but that's my favorite video of all time. And I had it on DMV. I had it on DVD. I bought it from the DMV. I guess that's where I'm getting it confused. On DVD.
Honestly, if you think about the music in that video, some of the songs I think about do kind of like lull you to sleep if you just listen to them by themselves.
It's like Tom
Yeah.
Penny's part in Flip Sorry, where it's just like, wow, wow. And you're just like, dude, I should be on acid napping or something. You know, like, I don't deny that it's an excellent skateboard video, but, you know, some of these. See, all right. This is where I think I differ from you guys, maybe in skateboard world, because I'm like a fucking all hail Cardiel, fucking skate fast, grind long, boost some air, and like listen to Slayer. Or in my case, it'd be like punk rock, like super fast, aggressive shit. or reggae, like those two. But like Gary, like we always skated together, but we had such a different like music style. And then like, I mean, you guys are all a little bit younger than me. We all grew up a little bit different, but skateboarding is our commonality. But like, I'm just like, no, fast. That's probably like ADHD and shit too. But you guys listen to like a lot more chiller music. There was still like skate, like it's all in skate videos and shit like that. But it wasn't, like, the same.
like you're more thrash, whereas
For sure.
like
Or
now
Hesh, as they would call it back in the day.
right, like but Hesh in the sense of like you're all about transitions though too. You know what I mean? Not just like a street Hesh. You know what I mean? But an all-encompassing Hesh. You know, if that makes any sense. I might just be saying some bullshit right now and nobody knows what I'm talking about. But I think we know what I'm talking about.
I think it's just like gnarly shit. Like highly gnarly.
See, I'm more of a... See, like, perfect example in that video, America, that Heath Kirchart part. Like, that slow song that definitely puts a Graig to sleep. But it motivates
Kirchart's
me.
So good and
yeah, that's the thing. He could be... His song could have been the alphabet song, and the part still would have been fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have hated it then.
I want to say something that I think what Greg may be trying to say, or I interpret it as like us three, we kind of are more into technical skating, and maybe Greg is more into like the transition skating.
Oh yeah, dude,
right?
my board don't flip.
Yeah, like for example, like.
But here's the thing. But let me say this: I was at House Park like a month or so ago, and there was this dude getting 6 feet of air out of the deep end, not the deep like the oververt section.
Yeah.
But, the deep end of the bowl, 6 feet of air over the hip, indie grab, and stiffing it out, straight legging it, and I got a clip of it, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? It's almost more impressive, I think, vert skating than street skating will ever
Was
be.
he wearing pads?
No pads.
Okay, see, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But even if he was wearing pads, like that would still be cool to me.
It's still
'cause that
cool,
shit
but it's
is-
slightly less cool.
Yeah, not as Hesh. Definitely not as Hesh.
That's what I love about the skateboarding industry is like, oh, does your footage have pads in it? Well, we're not running it in Thrasher then. I love that.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Hey man, that's just. I guess that's like the one thing, you know.
Dude, did you guys? I've got to ask the both. Well, surely you saw it, but in case you didn't, did you guys see Fitz switch frontside flip over the gate at Hollywood High 16?
Yes.
Fuck.
How long
yeah.
ago was that?
Dude, it was a double page sequence in Thrasher.
Atiba.
And
What?
yeah, Atiba shot it.
Atiba shot it.
Atiba
I mean,
shot it.
that's
Beagle
cool.
filmed it. Dude, Beagle is at Fitz's house every fucking day.
Well,
Yeah,
Glad we raised him right. I guess.
we did. We did.
At church.
Yeah, you were
We met
so
him at church.
so.
Oh shit, we did meet him at church.
He was in 6th grade.
Oh my god, and he was such
We
a
taught him how
little
to catch it.
fucking piece of shit when he was a little kid, dude.
He was.
He was such a little dick, dude.
He was. But he's awesome now.
Love him,
Yeah,
but
a
he was just
lovable.
such a little prick when he was there. And me and Larry always gave him shit, but it was like that was the thing we liked about him. We're like, I like that this kid's a dick, but he's also I just want to fucking punch him in the head, but we'll go to jail. And then he turned out all right. Now he's fucking doing badass shit like that, I guess.
Yeah, now yeah.
All of you little fuckers, like, I think that's how this whole team came about. This whole, I mean, most of you guys were friends, and then it was like,
Yeah.
but like the whole Alley Cat thing was kind of.
Dude, it all came together, and I mean, some of us ended up on Stoked, right? But it was still, even though like Larry and Sean Moran might have, it wasn't even really Sean. It was more Amy. She was the one that really instigated a lot of the shit.
Yeah, but that's all over. It doesn't really
Yeah,
fucking matter.
but as
'cause
far
it's
as
like,
the
we're all
skaters-
like
Yeah.
As far as like the skateboarders themselves, like everybody was fucking cool.
Exactly.
It was more like the adults got a little fucking out of control. But
yeah, because they had to worry about money.
So far behind and so stupid to talk about that. Just
exactly. And yeah, we're all, regardless of which shop or super rad or anti-ed or anything, we were all the same. We're all the same breed, more or less. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that earlier because I was like, oh, you guys did, it's anti-ed. And I was like, I remember that. And then I was like, and then you said like super rad. And I was like, I just remember like, remember how it was just cool to have a crew and a fucking name.
Right.
You know, it was like we were sponsored and we all felt cool about it. Because, I mean, wasn't that what skateboarding was? It was like community of just like like-minded people. And you're like, here's the dudes that kick each other in the balls, and here's the dudes that punch each other in the face, and here's the dude that do, you know, all these flips downstairs, and here are the dudes that ride ditches. Like, it's just kind of like, it worked like that. And it's fascinating because there's always mutual respect amongst them all too, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, once we printed off those super rad stickers, that was like, oh, this is a thing now. And dude, as stupid as it sounds, I was actually so hyped when you got those stickers made, and we just started just leaving them literally everywhere we went, like a shit stain, but just a sticker instead. If that makes any sense of an analogy. Let's see. Birdman says pads equals not hash. Agreed. Agreed, absolutely. Maya wants to know, what kind of church was it that you guys met? Well, yeah, which church was it that you met Fitz
Southern
at?
Baptist.
Oh, is that the one that later became Second Baptist or whatever in Forest Cove?
It was Forest Cove. Yeah. That's the
Dude, that's the one I got sucked into too. And
Man, they had a cool gym and like pool tables and stuff. Who wouldn't want to go hang out there?
well, the best
free.
part I thought was the band. Regardless of what they were saying, that was a professional full tilt boogie band they had going there.
Yeah, they paid those people too. They didn't give a shit.
And now Maya wants to know, did they promise us pizza and music at that church?
Of course.
Yeah, there was
Yep.
all kinds of pizza and
That's
all
how they
kinds of
suck
music.
you in.
Yeah.
So they get
Kid
you in.
cracking Jesus.
Yep, they don't make you wear helmets when you go in there. That's another good plus. You know, gets the skateboarders in.
Dude, I remember one time I was at church and it was like it let out and they were doing some kind of like a mingling event in like a foyer and somebody was doing balloon animals and balloons and I don't think it was Gary. It had to have been one of my friends from church or something. But I remember we were just like, you know, you make a little stupid high pitched voice and, you know, do that. But we were doing it so much, dude. I got so fucking high on helium. And I was just like, and I remember like I went up to like the pastor and said some dumb shit. And my parents were like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, and I'm just like, oh,
Man.
this is what high is. Soon later, I probably started experimenting with drugs.
Dude, the first time I remember this so clearly. The first time I ever smelt the smell of marijuana being smoked was you and me and Gary in your car on our way to the Little York Park. And I remember, because me and Gary we didn't even know what weed was at the time. And you had like just barely got into it. And me and Gary were like, what the fuck is that ass smell? And then you're like, oh, that's weed. I remember that very clearly.
Obviously, you can see it's a passion of mine. But now, it all started back when we were fucking 16 years old.
Yeah, and okay, now I've got to ask this, Gary. Now, we don't have to go into the whole story. I just want to make sure you remember, just so that I can make sure that I'm not remembering some bullshit. Do you remember, Gary? Yeah, put your thinking cap on. Put your memory cap on. Do you remember one time you had just gotten your car, I believe? Because remember at first I had a car for like a month or two, and then you got yours like right after that? And one time we were driving home from the skate park or town center or something, and we were driving across Westlake, Houston from Kingwood to Atascocita, and we saw some crazy shit. Do you remember that?
Are you talking? What are you talking about?
That thing that just fucking flew right by us. Like we were both in our own cars driving next to each other. And
Holy shit!
yeah, you remember that, don't you?
Because I
Yeah.
forgot you were next to me and we had called each other. I kept it in my memory for so long, and I was like, "That's not real."
Right.
But now you're confirming it.
It
that
was
there's
real.
fucking,
And not only
like,
that, it
UFO that went from like left to right through
Yay, I'm so excited right now.
through the sky, just like, phew, and my car lights and shit just turned off
so did mine.
for like a few moments, and then come back on, and we're like, that didn't happen. That wasn't real. And
How
like,
close was
dude,
it to your vehicles?
Right next, like maybe 50 feet away. What would you say?
I
Like
was,
above you guys?
It was
yeah,
a
like
little bit above.
kind of like choo,
Yeah.
over the fucking bridge.
Dude, and it was like there we saw some shit. That's all I can I mean, now the other show I do, we would go into much more detail, but that's not why people were here. I just wanted to make sure you remembered that.
Dude, I want to hear the details.
That was it.
That's it? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of it. And well, it's interesting because
What road were y'all on?
Westlake, we were on the bridge.
Kingwood Bridge.
The Westlake Houston Kingwood Bridge to Atascocita.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, Gary, is I saw the exact same thing about 2 weeks later zip by over the trees at my house. And but I wasn't in my car at the time, so I didn't have any lights to have been fuckulated with. But it was assuredly the same thing. And that's the only 2 times I ever saw that thing. But
Yeah,
we
never
have a
again.
witness. And you know what's crazy, folks, is so Gary is a very rational person. That's probably the last thing he would like. He doesn't make up shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure you all know Gary, and he just admitted we saw that shit. That's insane. Yeah.
In my memory, I thought I was the only one seeing that. So I'm just like, if I don't have anybody to witness, but I forgot you were there.
Yeah,
and that's amazing.
Yeah, because we were on our way to your house, and we talked about it. Like we were freaked out for about a couple of minutes, but then we immediately got distracted by skateboarding or something, and just got right back to what we were doing.
I forgot about it for sure, and just I don't know why. That was but that kept with me forever.
Yeah.
And then I just like put it away as like I was like, that wasn't real. You know.
Right. So have you ever seen any other shit since then, like that, or anything remotely?
Not remotely close. Nothing.
Yeah. See. Yeah. One of those moments. One of those moments. And oh, Maya's probably. Listen, Maya, if you have questions, we'll save it for Shift Happens. How about that?
You guys got segments? I want to know. I have a question.
Oh no, it's another show I do. Okay, what's your question? Hurry up!
What?
I'm just kidding.
What started anti-ed? Was that after Super Ed? Was that the next thing after Super Ed?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. Do you mean when Anti-Ed 2 started, or do you mean the actual origins of Anti-Ed, like itself?
Origin story.
I could tell you.
So that's more of Sean's. Yeah,
Yes.
that's his.
I really didn't know.
So from what I know, it was at first a band with our friends John Isabel and I believe his friend Andrew Sutton. Not sure who. Can't remember who was in the band exactly. And then we all started skating. Like a bunch of crew of us around the same time started skating. We made a video, and it was called Anti-Ed. And so then it became Anti-Ed.
Yeah, so it kind of started as a band with some random dude that lived down the street from Isabel, and then turned into. There was before it was called Anti-Ed 2. There was Anti-Ed Paparazzi, except they didn't know how to spell, so it was
Paparazzi
called
with a Y.
Yeah, and
Because we were into saying Yahtzee at the time.
that's right. Yeah, and
That'd be such a good rapper's name for right now, like these days.
Papa Yahtzee.
Papa Yahtzee, dude.
That's
Dude,
funny.
Papa Yahtzee go fucking hard, bro.
Dude.
And they would spell it Yahtzee like they would the board game.
Oh, definitely.
But
I
that's
don't
not
know.
how we spelled it.
You can
Yeah.
find some way to abbreviate that, right?
But
Short Pop Yacht.
and so to kind of answer the second potential part of that question is like, how did it become the anti-ed that that we all know, which is anti-ed 2, and
Who
that's
the fuck's Ed?
it's just some asshole that we met at Walgreens one time. Well, you know what it was, as far as I understand, because remember, Sean, you guys had SAT. That was your little crew, and anti-ed was started to be the enemy of SAT. And so what is, even though SAT...
No, that is totally wrong, what you just said.
Okay, well,
Absolutely wrong.
You go fucking ask John about that then.
No. Anti-ed was before. John made that up to fucking fool you, dude.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Listen, folks, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
He just made that shit up to fuck with you. That's hilarious. No, anti-ed started way before SAT. SAT was like Ryan Maskell's and Brandon Verklis's brainchild.
Yeah, I think what I was saying was just more of an afterthought justification for... Yeah, we just tried to give the name some sort of meaning when really it doesn't have any. Is I guess what I was getting at.
Anti-ed ended, and then it was the same people, and we just changed the name to Evil America for some reason.
Well, that was before Anti-Ed 2, and then after that,
and then after that later, Sean Himmel kind of got a camera and he wanted to start Anti-Ed 2, like bring it back. So that's why he called it Anti-Ed 2.
Well, and the whole reason for Anti-Ed 2 was we were already years in the habit of going filming all the time. And once the shops closed, we didn't have anybody to film for. So we created something to film for, and that's what Anti-Ed 2 was. And we just kept doing our thing until...
It's hard for me to put like time frames on this stuff sometimes. Because I'm like,
yeah.
oh man, like I forget sometimes. I'm like, oh, it was 2004 to 2008. It was Alley Cat, and I'm like, whoa, that's like me out of high school, and I don't remember half that shit.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Super
man.
Rad was before the shop.
Yeah,
Super Red was before the shop.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was OGest of the OG.
And Super Red, you guys are coming up with all these names, and I'm like, all I did was steal it from the Aquabats
Aquabat?
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Dude.
but that dude never got big. Imagine if we had like Instagram back then, right?
Oh, we would
Dude,
have
we'd all
crushed
be
it.
Super Rad would
millionaires.
be fucking killing it right now, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, forget about
And then we'd be
Shake Junk.
sued because the Aquabats dude is worth like fucking millions.
That reminds me, yeah, we got some legal stuff to work out over here too. Yeah, dude, forget about Shake Junt. It would be Super Rad grip tape that everybody's wearing right now if we had Instagram back then. Are you kidding me?
Bring it back.
Unbelievable.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this. Like you mentioned, like grip tape. Like me and my buddy were talking about the other day because like Sean, we were talking about it earlier. The Lizard Ditch.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lizard Ditch guys. But like my friend Andy, who's in that, we're trying to think of like, okay, how can we like maybe like make it easier to raise money, you know? And then he was like, oh, I've always wanted to start a hardware company. And I was like, dude, that would be the easiest thing to do ever, like DIY style. So you just buy like thousands of bolts in bulk, and then you just get little plastic bags and print something and staple them. And I was like, and then you sell them for $15 or whatever. And then people buy it because they think you're cool. And I'm just like, man, like, so I think back to Alley Cat, right? Like, I remember Larry gave me so much power, dude. He just gave me his fucking checkbook, is what he did. I learned how to forge his signature.
Yes.
He told me to, though. He was just like, dude, I can't be there to sign the checks all day, dude. Just learn how to fucking do my signature and sign the fucking checks for the UPS, dude. And I was like, okay. And then I remember when we started, remember the Alley Cat boards? So
Fuck yeah.
Here, I'll ask. This is a good question for all of you guys right now. The Alley Cat boards, right? Which one was your favorite? The skate, not graphics.
Oh, skate wise, the Cadillac.
The Cadillac.
Yeah.
Sean, what about you? Which one did you like?
I remember the Cadillac being pretty wide. I think maybe I
That's-
bumped up my size at the time.
That's why I liked it.
Because there's the
But
Black
I
Cat
want to
one,
do the
Cadillac.
Black Cat one really resonated with me because I felt like the concave was really good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they only made them so big though. So if you wanted a bigger board, you
What
had to
about
get
you,
the
Gary?
Cadillacs.
I think the Black Cat one too, but they made me skate like 7'5" because they're like, I was the smallest at the time, and it was like, well, we have all these 7'5", so you have to skate these, or it was like 7'5" or
Oh
something.
yeah, guys.
Like, I want to
Gary's
go to
6'4"
8.
now, by the way.
Yeah, and
Really? Holy
And,
shit!
Fun.
wait, did you say 8'4"?
No, 6'4".
Yo, how tall are you,
How
Gary?
tall are you, Gary?
Like 6'1", 6'2".
Wait,
Okay.
wait,
That's
I'm
taller than
sorry,
me.
hold on. Who the
But
fuck
an
is
Alley
6'4"?
Cat, dude, he was like he was the smallest one out of
I was
like
gonna-
everyone.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing
Yeah.
about these answers to your question, Greg, is you got to keep in mind that Gary and Sean are tiny little human beings compared to like me and you. So
Well, I'm just asking because there's only 3 boards. There's the and I'm like,
The-
it would be cool to hear everybody, the whole like team's opinion eventually. Like,
oh well, Nikki
like-
just said in the chat room that he liked the Black Cat ones the best.
the Black Cat ones.
What's the third one?
The third one was the black ones with like the cat with the flame behind it.
Yeah.
And that was the one we had in all the different sizes and shit. You guys remember that one?
Yeah, man, I forgot about that until now. Now I remember.
And then
that.
we also had wheels. So there was
That's
2 different graphics of wheels.
Didn't we
I
have
still got the
bearings
wheel.
too?
You still have a set?
Not a set. I think I have one.
One? Does it still like? Can you still see it?
You can barely see it.
It's like my biggest regret. Like
Not
I
keeping
didn't
any of that
keep-
shit.
any of it, dude. All I have is like the silver sticker, and I was just like, I can't believe how nostalgic it is, and I don't have any of it. And aside from like the,
I have one sticker on my. Oh, we can't fucking see it because I have this stupid background.
dude,
Well, can you change the background to the shit?
Let's see.
And
it's wild. My friend Bones, he lived in Austin forever, and he just moved back to Houston. But he was telling me, he's like, "Yo, dude, why the fuck does Wahoo's Tacos have an Alley Cat board and you don't even have one?" And I was like, "How the fuck did Wahoo's Tacos get an Alley Cat board?" Can somebody riddle me that? I would like to know that. I'm like, that shit is mine. Give it back. I want it. And then now I don't even think they're in business anymore.
man, and dude,
Is that you, Sean? You moved to Austin, had to pawn away the old nostalgic stuff. I'm kidding, by the way.
dude, I bet it was probably Zach Crumpton. Somehow he must have been involved. I would imagine in that situation. That just sounds like something. What's up, posers? So, by the way, did we ever figure out who Old Man Mountain 23 is in the chat room?
Man, no. don't
Yeah,
think
I
Who
can't
are you,
remember.
Old Man Mountain 23.
And we lost Gary, but don't worry, I will be on the lookout for his return whenever he comes back. If he does,
man.
we might have scared him away. I don't think we did though. No, I think he's coming
No,
back.
we didn't scare him.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
He
scare him.
probably just forgot to charge his fucking computer or something.
Yeah, he's probably using a
Or
PC.
he exited when he was looking for that photo and was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh, that's what he was doing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was looking
Yeah,
for
that's
that
probably what
photo.
happened.
So, and yeah, just to be clear, I feel like we have to explain this on every stream. Anti-ed, the term was named before we had erectile dysfunction was a thing. So no, the ED does not stand for erectile dysfunction. It stands for anti-education. Just to make that. Although I would imagine we're all generally anti-erectile dysfunction as well, right? Nobody wants a limp dick. So yeah, so it's kind of both, I guess, really, if you think about it.
We're pro, anti, ED, and Ed.
All right, Greg. So
Yeah, plus
did-
that asshole Ed. We don't like him either. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Ed.
What's the I see there's a LK and then an upside down cross painted on some places at the ditch. What does that mean? Do you know?
Oh, the lizard did?
LK?
Yeah.
It could just be somebody's bad handwriting. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, well, it's a lizard.
Latin
ditch, so there's
Kings,
the
bro.
L. Yeah, I don't know.
We're here
That
to fuck shit
area,
up.
it wouldn't.
That area is not
is-
exactly the greatest neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just
You're
it's
saying
just kind
that
of weird.
You're just saying that, dude. Okay, so when I first moved to Austin, I lived I lived in a mid-rise in Midtown, Houston, downtown, in some fucking swanky little place, right? And then I decided to move to Austin, and I got a transfer because it was in the same like management company. And I was like, they're like, yeah, you can move anywhere. And I was just like, I can move anywhere, dope. And I was like, I moved to this place, and they're like, oh yeah, it's great, it's upgraded. And they moved me to the fucking hood, bro. Like the hood. It was so scary. Like
What street?
Stastny, East Stastny on East 35. Dude, it's like ultra fucking ghetto over there. And I was just like, oh god, dude. I mean, multicultural, tons of different people. It's not just like one race. It's just a bunch of it's gonna make me sound shit. It's a poor neighborhood, and it's like people that don't give a fuck. There's like cars parked in the fucking yard. Homeless people around here are just like fucking everywhere. People don't clean up after themselves. It's kind of like gross. And then I'm just like, no respect for the neighborhood. So like, just people being loud, gunshots, shit like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to live around here, especially like running my business like out of my house, and it's just me and my dog, and I'm like, fuck this, dude. Like I carry a pistol with me, but like I was like, I don't want to have to carry a pistol with me, so I have to fucking like move. And my buddies have told me like once you get down closer to the ditch, it's a little bit nicer, but like going through that neighborhood that I had to go through to get up there, I was just like, oh fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I wasn't even there a month. I was like, I called them, complained like a typical angry white person, I guess, and they're probably just like, nah, dude, like,
okay,
from
so
a nice place. I'm not trying to like downgrade, dude. I'm trying to like stay in the same level, and you guys fucking misrepresented this shit. So now I live in my Garden Springs.
And
super nice.
Well, and so here comes a well, first of all, here comes Gary back in. His computer took a shit and died, but he is now back. Welcome back, Gary. And Old Mountain 23 says he carries a cheeseburger at all times. That's fantastic. Now, but Maya asked a very stereotypical question, which doesn't surprise me at all. And she says, doesn't everyone there carry a gun?
Yeah, we also ride horses, and
we ride horses down to Walgreens. We don't even have cars, Maya. Yeah, think about that. We don't even have cars. We don't know what gasoline is.
I wear them to the skate park. Yeehaw, motherfucker.
Yo.
Yeehaw, motherfucker.
That's actually bullshit, dude. Me and Gary are from Los Angeles, right? So we were born there. And I remember specifically when we were moving here, and we were driving through the desert. Our parents had this old station wagon, and we were driving through the desert. And I remember I was bitching and complaining, dude, because I was like, I don't want to go there. There's going to be like saloons and horses, and like all of us are going to be in one school. I had just such a narrow mind of what Texas was. And my dad, who's from Dallas, was just like, no, dude, it's like a giant forest. It's real pretty. Even there's a beach. There's all kinds of shit. And I was like, whatever, dude. It's going to be a bunch of fucking hicks.
Wait, how old were you? Real quick,
7.
how old were we?
I was 7.
Okay.
Dude.
And I was just like, no, like, it's going to be all bullshit. And my dad's like, whatever. And then we moved to Humble, which has an H in the front of it. So it's Humble. And I remember getting there and getting into arguments with kids going, like, you guys are so dumb. You don't even fucking know how to say your own city's name right. And, like,
well, yeah, if you want it
completely
pronounced
misconstrued of, like, what Texas was. It's so different.
I mean, just
and now it's like I'm a little bit more and more Texas every day.
I don't know. I'm just the word Texas just sounds terrible. And
I think it sounds badass.
And
yeah, it sounds good. What are you talking about?
It just, to me, that word resonates with me getting arrested 5 times. So
Yeah.
I don't like that
Same
word.
here, dude.
You've seen too many Brian Breslers versus the state of Texas.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I lose
So that's what makes
every
you mad.
time.
Trust me, I understand. I know where you're coming from on that.
But hold on, Gary was about to say something though. What was that?
I was gonna say, like, I mean, Texas has the, like, everybody thinks we're like full of horses and shit. But when I moved from Texas to California, I like stayed with some old family friends in Simi Valley where I was born. And they have like their sidewalks have a horse trail on them. And there's fucking people riding horses in the neighborhood. I'm like, I've never seen that shit in Texas. So
Yeah, well, they drive them on the street.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
So
Are you saying
now,
they're more redneckish out there, or is it like the classy horses, like truck?
They're playing
yeah,
polo.
They're a little classy.
dude, imagine getting
Valley's
into
not
polo.
what I thought it was. Like,
You're
Not
talking
lot.
about the Rays, right?
yeah, that neighborhood.
Is it the same house from when we were little kids? With
Yeah.
the ranch in the
Remember
back.
you
and stuff?
thought they had like a ranch, so yeah, you think they have a ranch, but it's
Oh.
really just like this steep backyard that has like a horse carriage. But I think we were just so small that we thought it was a ranch.
Yeah. We're so tiny. I was
But like
yeah,
also like all the neighbors have the same shit in the backyards. They all have this weird like pointy backyard and have like stables for their horses, but it's in the middle of the suburbs.
it's a neighborhood full of weird ass horse people.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wait a minute.
That's weird, man.
They don't have
Weird ass horse people.
Weird ass horse. That's another sound alert right there we need to use. And oh, by the way, I need to play. Okay, so many things have happened since I last talked. So first of all, Maya wants to know what we all got arrested for all those times. Now I've got to say, Maya, that's
Not shit. We didn't do a
That's
goddamn thing.
exactly half of my arrests were shit I either didn't do or didn't have. And but anyway,
I'm wearing my
listen.
ACAB shirt right
Yeah.
now. The only good cop is a dead cop. Fuck all the pigs.
There you go. Let's let Graig say that. Now,
This is my platform. God damn it.
now I'm gonna be honest with you, Maya. That would be a whole episode in itself. So how about that? One of these days we'll do just a good old fashioned arrest story. Now she
I
also
got you.
asked, did any of us ever end up on Cops, the TV show? And it's funny you asked that because my friend actually, you know what?
You know somebody who was
Wait,
like,
hold on. I'm not gonna. I don't have permission to tell that
don't
story.
spoil the episode for me, dude.
Yeah, we'll save that one also for that episode as well.
Nice
and
catch.
and then Old Man Mountain 23, who I'm now suspecting to be IPD from Shift Happens, based on his joke structure here, is he says I got arrested for not being fat, and the punishment was a free gun. I'm not even fully
Okay.
sure what that means, but it sounds like it would be funny.
It sounds like a snap at Texas. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, dude, listen,
You're like, yeah, kind of funny, dude. Nobody gives a fuck.
one of our guests. So last week on my show that I do for the Fringe FM, during the intro, I had called Houston the butthole of America, and after that point, one of our guests left the show. He just left. So listen, I didn't know he was from Texas, but
Hey, dude, I think there's way bigger buttholes in other places.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
here we go.
I obviously, I exaggerate just because
Florida.
that's where I was from. but,
Yeah, dude. Florida is like a giant dick in a butthole, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
guess where
okay.
Nikki Stevens is right now?
In that butthole.
He's
In
a
that
chick in a
dick-filled butthole, yes.
Is he on the
He's
tip
in-
or near the shaft?
Yeah, he's more
he
near
is the whole dick. He's just like,
yeah.
no.
It's just yeah.
It's
It's
a giant shit covered dick. In
That-
Florida.
now that's a sound clip right there.
Yeah, you're not a dick, dude. This is just.
No, I don't find that at all about anybody except the cops.
Yeah, man. I've been watching a lot. Well, not a, yeah. I've been watching a decent amount of those First Amendment audit videos and the other amendment audit videos, and it's very interesting, like how stuff plays out. Like it's very dramatic. You know, you ever watch that kind of stuff, Greg?
First Amendment audit videos.
It's like the people who have a
The
camera,
people are like filming like the offense.
they'll go to like a prison, and they'll be on a road, a public road, and then they'll just film the place, and then the cops will get called, and they're like, "What are you doing? You know, what are you filming for? Give me your ID." And every time they refuse to ID, and then it's just like a back and forth, like, "Get your lieutenant out here." And sometimes it gets escalated, and it's interesting. And then the same people will go like into a post office and do the same thing, and then the post office employees will get offended, and people just get offended, but they're in a public place, and they're allowed to be, they can be filmed.
But those people are doing it to antagonize people, though, right?
Yeah,
I think some of them are.
Definitely.
Yeah, some of them are, and then some of them are just like flexing their rights, you know, and just doing it.
Yeah, some of them.
Just to.
Isn't that still kind of a bit of antagonization, though, right? Like,
just by virtue.
Kind of,
yeah.
Should be able to, but I mean, like, come on, man.
But they can't kick you out, and that's what they try to do.
Okay, I'll tell you this from like a retail perspective, right? Like running multiple stores for public, vast majority of my life. If some motherfucker came into my store and was just so like, "Fuck you, blah blah blah, fuck this, fuck that," and started going fuck crazy, dude, I'd be like, "Get the fuck out of my store, dude, and fucking show them out." Like,
good point.
You know, like,
all right.
They have the right to do that, but come on, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Nobody's got.
No, they can't do it in private. You can't do it in a private store like that.
No, but it's an analogy. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
But like in a post office is a government-run facility, so obviously it's a. So then to me, because I'm all for it, you know, like you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want, but that also is like. Definitely says there's some sort of protest behind it. Like I'm definitely like you said, flexing it, you know. So it's just kind of like, then is it not ill-intentioned? What do you think?
I don't know, man, because I think that it depends on who you're watching. Of course, there's a fucking thousands of them out there who do it, right? And some of them have different intentions.
And well, hold on. First of all, let's point this out right now. So. Gary's audio is coming in a little bit lower than the rest of us, and I'm not sure if you guys are looking at the screen or not, but we keep just running over Gary without letting him talk. So let's. I know he had a couple of points there, so let's.
Talking heads.
So what you got, Gary? I know you had.
No, I mean, like if someone is filming, they have the right to film, but others should have the right to like react to that shit. So. Like you said, you're gonna like kick someone out of the store. If someone just has like stupid intentions, like they should expect to get, you know, punched in the face.
And the other thing too is when you see those videos, they're only showing you the part of the incident that they wanted you to see. They skipped the whole first part where they actually pissed on the cop car initially or whatever it was they did. You know,
well, that depends on who's.
It depends on who it is. There's definitely both sides. There's definitely both types.
Yeah, big time.
But now, real quick, there's been some quality chats coming in from the chat room, including Old Man Mountain says his father was a butthole, and then he followed that with cops have low IQs. And
Real
then
quality,
Maya came in swinging hard by saying, I think I have a butthole. And so, yeah, I think we're attracting the right crowd here, folks. I think this is working out very well.
Nikki says, why you hate the cops, bro?
Oh, he did say that. That's true. Yeah, why do you hate the cops, Greg?
Is Nikki a cop now?
No, he's like the exact opposite of a cop.
Oh, so he's a drug trafficker then? Or arms dealer?
No, he like teaches yoga and travels around the country and like teaches yoga and is awesome.
Actually, that's ironic that you say that because cops get caught for that shit.
Right?
That you just said.
Trafficking and bullshit.
Yeah.
That's a Oh, dude, I hate the cops. They've always harassed us. Brian, you've been there.
Yeah, I've
Like
been
it all
arrested.
started. I think you were there. Were you
I
there
don't
with Gary when they? Gary, remember when they broke your car?
Yeah, he
Oh.
wasn't there. For
Yeah, I
that.
wasn't there
Wasn't
for
for that?
that, but I
Oh,
remember
okay.
hearing about it.
Yeah.
Broke your car, all kinds of dumb shit.
Hold on,
dude.
we gotta hear. Let's come on, Gary. Let's hear this story.
That one was like we were skating in Jack Fields, and
Oh wow.
like 100 degrees outside. So we were just it was like me, Sam Young, maybe, and Ivan. And I had like dropped Ivan off, and we had just like sweated through like our whole clothes. And like I was dropping him off, and my car was like it wasn't leather, so it was just like soaking in. I just get pulled over for he said like a tail light or something, and uh, he like comes to my car and he's like your car smells like weed, right? And at the time, I had never smoked weed. I was like, I don't think so. I think you're just smelling like really sweaty dudes. And like he was like, you don't think I know the difference between sweaty boys and like marijuana? I was like, no. Like,
Apparently not.
and like he's like, get out of the car, and like
Boys.
pulls me pulls me to the cop car, and he's like, do I have your permission to like search your car? And I was like, I guess so. Like there's really nothing in it. Like I didn't have anything at the time, and like searches my car and just like rips through everything, and like I don't know what he did, but like he like pushed my like passenger seat, like grabbed the little like slide adjuster and just like ripped it like back to like see what was under the car or like under the seat, and like the chair had just like broken off the rails and like fallen off, and like I didn't really see. And then like afterwards I walked back to like he was like, all right, like there's nothing in there, like you can go. And like I'm driving away, and like my passenger seat is just like flopping like back and forth like while I'm driving. I'm like, what the fuck? Like just left me with a broken seat, like let me go, and was like, fucking dicks.
Yeah, man.
That was it.
Man, and
It's like
yeah,
a fraternity of assholes.
Yeah.
And they just
Exactly.
breed. And
yeah,
they morph the new rookies into like what they want them to be.
yeah. It's
I mean,
like
that's
just
why-
what makes it bad.
That's why the term like all cops are bastards, the ACAB shit is so strong. Like, because that's exactly what it's speaking on. It's like it's speaking against the fraternity that is the police, you know,
Right.
where they develop this attitude or like this hush hush, no
Crush your
snitches
fucking
kind of
couple
thing. It's
cinnamon
like, no,
rolls
dude,
with
you
your
should
butt and
report
see if the
bad
ladies don't come
behavior
running.
and you should report some shit, you know, like you shouldn't fucking kill people, you shouldn't be a racist, you know, like. So that's why it's like, yeah, you can. People try to join it. There's good cops out there, dude. Like I know there are. There's
Yeah,
good
for
people,
sure.
but it's like
it's just like
you
anything.
are not going to succeed at what you think you are. Eventually, you're gonna have to succumb to their fucking thing because it goes so high up.
See,
You're not
and-
gonna be the one
No
to
way you
change
can-
the cop like as one person, you know, like you're not gonna change the cop fraternity.
dude, and here's the thing.
As soon
I
as you
mean,
call for
And let me say
backup,
one
dude,
more
they're
thing,
just gonna
Brian.
shoot
Let
somebody
me say
else.
one more thing, Brian.
no.
Before you go, Brian.
Okay.
All the cops that are good, they realize that what Gary just said, and then they leave. So that's why there's never any like good cops for a long period of
She
time.
will do it.
I would imagine, because they if they don't want to join the club, then they just have to go. That's just how it is. I would think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
there-
become a firefighter. That'd be dope.
See, yeah, at least
Get
hell
hella
of
chicks too.
yeah, at least as a firefighter, there's no room for fuckery, or not as much room for fuckery. But for example, there's a great clip of Josh Homme was actually on Joe Rogan's podcast last year, and I just stumbled across this clip, and I posted it on Instagram the other day. And it's Joe Rogan talking about how there's a spot in the Pacific Northwest where psilocybin mushrooms grow. And he was talking about how cops will just post up, just like they did to us in Texas, just post up and wait for you to go pick the shrooms and then go pat you down and arrest you like they're serving justice. And then Joe Rogan was like, how crazy is that? You call yourself an officer of the peace, yet there's peace growing out of the ground everywhere, and you're actually arresting people for seeking peace. You fucking asshole. So there's those cops. But then there's the kind of cops that, so here's a great opposite end of the spectrum. One night, me and Sean Himmel were out seeing a band play, and we're ordering some drinks. So I reach in my pocket, and out of my pocket comes a written police warning for what would have been a DUI from the night before. But I was so drunk, I didn't even remember that happening. If I wouldn't have pulled out that receipt, I would have never known that would have happened. and that cop was, because I was right outside my apartment, so that cop was cool enough to let me just like walk back inside. You know what I mean? Even though I technically was in the car. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm assuming I was driving because it said that on the ticket. But anyway.
I can't talk shit because there's so many times I probably should have gone to jail for like drinking and driving, and like it sounds that, and now I'm glad that I don't really party like that anymore at all. If not, I'm fucking crashing on your couch.
Right.
Or Uber.
And that's how I am too. I have a very strict, like, even if I just take a sip, no driving. That's it. There's just no wiggle room on that for me anymore.
Because the cops are gonna fuck you.
Yeah, but my ultimate point is there's both sides of the coin when it comes to cops. There's good ones, there's great ones, and then there's just shitty cunt ass ones. And then honestly, there's not that many in the middle. It's either you get one or the other, really. Now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever met any middle ground cops that kind of want to arrested you, but they didn't?
Ooh.
That never happens, does it?
They
either arrest you or they don't.
One weird cop story, because I never knew this, because when I worked for Zoomies for a long time, there was like we had a security problem, and like they hired this new security guy at the mall, and he was like this buzz cut kind of dude. He was a cop, dude. He was like a state trooper or some shit, you know. He was that guy, and I was just like, fucking don't like this dude. I knew right away. I was like, he's just for the law, all this shit. And I was just like, fuck this guy. Totally judged him, and he would always come into my shop. He would always take care of me. He was always super nice to me. I was like, why is this guy being so fucking nice to me, dude? Like, cops like this fucking hate me. Like, I'm tattooed all the fuck up. I cuss like a motherfucker. I can be a dick, but I'm also very nice and sweet too. But like, I'm like, why is this guy liking me, dude? These guys fucking hate my guts, you know? And then like slowly but surely, like as we got to know each other, like one day he came in like a couple months later, like 2 or 3 months later. He comes into my shop and I notice he's wearing like a half sleeve or short sleeve like t-shirt, and this dude's covered in fucking tattoos, but only to his like wrist. And I had no idea. And I was like, but I thought you were a cop. And he's like, yeah, dude. But I was just like, holy shit, that's why you're being so nice to me. It's like we have so much more in common, but I was oblivious to it, that I was just like judging him as a complete fucking cop. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit, you fucking cop. And then he's being nice to me, and I'm just I'm not being a dick to his face, but I'm blowing him off. And then come to find out, he's just like, hey, dude, like, we're both covered in fucking tattoos. Like, he just been wanting to talk to me about tattoos, but he had to play like the corporate thing. I was just like, dude, I never noticed. And he's like, yeah, I've been wearing long sleeves until I got like acquainted with the place and established my authority. And now I'm like loosened up. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm such an asshole. I'm such a piece of shit.
See,
that's my good cop. Like, he's like one of the nicest guy. I mean, who knows how he would have treated me as if he was a cop, but at the same time, I was like, holy fuck, I'm an asshole. I judged him. Not all cops are like that.
Well, I mean, when you grew up how we did, it's kind of hard not to come from that predisposition, right? But here's, I think, I haven't fully thought out this theory through, but I think I've got the start of it. And I think to solve the whole thing with the cops is you should implement that in order to be a cop, the first qualifying factor should be you do not want to be a cop. Like, only people who don't want to be cops should be cops. If you want to be a cop, then you probably have some screws loose because nobody wants to do that. That's
Like
insane.
It's an elected position.
But then again, then you're gonna have a draft, and that would suck. So I don't know what the answer is, but I know that there's a lot of cops out there that just don't need to have a gun in their hand. It's just too many of those, much less the ability to arrest you for skateboarding. Good fuck of the Lord.
Let's go back to skateboarding. Did you see
Has
that Shane
anyone
O'Neill
got
clip?
arrested? Like fully taken to jail for just skateboarding.
No, but not just for skateboarding, but I've been handcuffed many times. But yeah, not actually arrested.
They throw
for
you in the
skateboarding.
cop car just for fun, just to fuck
Yeah.
with you.
I mean, I've gotten a
all the
couple
time.
of tickets, but that's about it.
Hold on, I got one here. I got thrown in the cop car for skating, but it was just to scare me.
Yeah.
And it was outside of, it's like at the St. Marcus skate park, and I was skating up to the library on the sidewalk, and someone called the cops on me for skating from the skate park
What
to
a
the library so I could drink some water. And then I skated back, and then the cop came. He pointed at me while I was skating at the park, and he said, and he made me go to him, and he was like, he put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of the cop car, and then like I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes later, he let me out, and that was it.
Yeah,
I heard those San Marcos cops were fucking dicks.
yeah. Well, you are what you eat. You know what they say.
But back to skateboarding. Yeah, let's talk about skateboarding.
I was gonna say, did you see that? I sent it to Gary on Instagram. There was that Shane O'Neill clip in Houston, going up that little bump in spring. Did you see that, Brian?
No.
Remember
But-
in spring on Kirkendall, and there was that little like you drop in through the ditch and bump up, and there's like a tree.
Oh,
Aaron Wilson skates it a lot.
shit. I forgot about that place.
Yeah,
What?
Shane O'Neill backside flipped it today.
But he was like 3 feet over.
Of course. Dude, me and Sean were having this conversation the other day. Like, Shane O'Neill might be the
5'2".
maybe not the best style, maybe not,
5'2".
but just all the way around. If you consider all of the aspects of being a professional skateboarder, he might be the best. He might be the best right now.
I mean,
all around.
Okay,
I would
I
say
think
like
if
for a
Shane
street
O'Neill's,
skater.
what's that?
I'd say for a street skater, he is.
Dude, I single-handedly, I first personally
Like this,
watched
Brian.
him do 14 switch kickflip, switch feebles in a row. I watched him do that, no problem.
Shane O'Neill.
Yeah,
You
and
were there for that?
yeah, that was back when we had the key to Paul
CJ?
Rodriguez's warehouse, and we used to go there every night. And then, but he would always be there too, and that wasn't even like the trick he was doing. That was just the first trick in his run. Fuck, forget about the rest of his run. That shit was even crazier. That was just what he started off with, was a switch flip, switch back feeble, and he would do it every fucking time and mess up the other. I forgot what the other tricks were he was doing.
Is he that consistent?
With the switch flip feebles, he was. I can tell
Is
you
that
that.
good? Yeah.
Let's say in general, like, is he like landing everything all the time?
He is more consistent than you would think is possible on a skateboard. The only person I can think more consistent, which Jeff Haley just mentioned in the chat room, and I agree, is Nyjah. Nyjah might be the only more consistent person.
I know, but he wears fucking leggings.
And that's the thing. His style is so robotic. It's like it doesn't really appeal to me.
I don't mind his style. I mind his clothing style. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, that
fucking
bothers me
like he
too.
just left the gym and is like just ate a protein smoothie and now he's like, I'm gonna fucking switch front crook this fucking 16th handrail with my joggers on. No big deal. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, at
Skateboarding
least-
gnarly, dude. You're
Yeah,
making it look
you can't be
you're
wearing
making it look
socks
fresh,
that go
like
up to your
it's
knees.
breakdancing.
Yeah, cut those socks. Wear some proper pants. Grow your hair
Mhm.
out. Come on,
I'm sure
be
if he gets a
skateboarder.
hole in his t-shirt, he goes back to his little truck and changes into the freshest, newest t-shirt right then. You know, like he fucking does.
And then he signs his old dirty, sweaty one and sells it
And
to a
gives it
kid
to a
for like
child in
$200.
Yeah, and he makes like $1 million doing it too.
On top of
So-
that $200.
Did you guys? I read this article the other day that was talking about. Okay, it was like a support your local. I think it was Thrasher. I may be wrong, but it was about support your local skate shop kind of shit. But it was saying about how fuck Nike and Adidas, and why was because, and this is true. I know people who this happens to, as shop owners. Like, you get a Nike contract or an Adidas contract, and as a smaller shop is great because that shit pays your rent and like your labor, without a doubt. You're gonna make your money back, no problem if you have a Nike contract, right? But then they were talking about how it's actually a ploy for Nike and Adidas, these bigger companies, to actually then switch that mentality into a direct consumer concept. So now, instead of going to the local skate shop to buy your Janowskis, you can just buy them online. You know, you don't have to go to Geometric or Brick Skate Shop or No Comply to go get your shit. You can just buy them online. And what it's doing is it's creating the hype, capturing their customer, and then switching it back on them because Nike has so much power. They can just be like, no, fuck you. And they've done that to shops before, you know, and they just bounce out. And it's like it's fucking weird. So it's like, you know, they took over and they got rid of such good shoe companies. Like, I mean, S is kind of back, but like S, America, like all those, like the Soltec companies, Circa, like.
Dude, I miss Duffs.
Duffs were cool.
I loved Duffs. They were so good, I think.
I think Duffs were, they were like originally like a BMX shoe, and then they branched to skateboarding and like Matt Hensley and shit.
I had a question about that, like the Nike deal, because I remember, wasn't Alley Cat trying to get Nikes, and then from what I remember was that like they were trying to get Nikes, and you had to have like a minimum purchase, which was ridiculous. And the minimum purchase, Nike picked out the shoes for you, and they just gave you like the shit shoes that like you didn't get to like pick Dunks or the fucking Blazers or like any of the cool stuff. They just like all right, you're the like we're just gonna put these in your shop and you sell them like.
Yeah, and then
sounds right.
On top of that, there were people like me who wouldn't shut up to Larry about, dude, you can't fucking have Nikes. That's sacrilegious. You cannot, because that was back before Nike was accepted, right? Now Nike is quite a big part of the industry, for better or for worse. And speaking of which, guess who in the chat room currently works as an app developer for Nike?
Jeff.
That's right. Oh,
Jeff
well,
Haley?
yeah, he's he's got a full-blown salary gig working for those dudes.
For the swoosh? Dang, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, he actually works on the app that the retail store employees use when they're making sales.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hey.
I remember they just started doing that shit with Vans where like the employees would start getting their own, you pretty much get your own iPad. You can go around and talk to people and it tracks everything. Retail is a fascinating industry from that part.
And Maya says, "Ha." Oh, I thought you said how. Never mind. She said ha. Okay. Now.
Good wraparound.
Okay, so I've got a question for Old Man Mountain 23 because it's obviously someone that we know very well, based off their comments, and it's been bothering me for the last 3 or 4 shows who this is. So, listen, Old Man Mountain 23. Do you play 7 Days to Die, or would you be interested in getting a free copy of 7 Days to Die? Answer that question, and then I'll continue with my nonsense. after that. By the way, are you guys able to see the chat room? Do you guys have that shit pulled up?
I deleted it, or I canceled it.
Yeah, honestly, you're probably better off not looking at it.
I have it, but I feel like I'm looking at it through the pretty screen already.
And then of course, and he also says
Fuck
you gotta earn that bandana with your banana.
Nikki said Supra is gone.
Really?
I heard about that,
Hmm.
or I heard they're shutting down at least. I don't know if they're gone yet.
Circa is gone, right?
No, they're still alive.
That's still a thing?
Circa?
They just don't have a team anymore, but they still make shoes. I
Yeah.
believe.
There's still like the Adrian Lopez. That's his shit. And that's it.
Yeah. Did they ever go like motocross?
I
I
think
don't
they
think
did.
so.
I think
So
they
he made
did.
so Adrian Lopez decided to make those brands Loser Machine and Dark Seas, and those are definitely like motorcycle and surf kind of like related brands. They're pretty cool, but like they're not skateboarding, but they're synonymous with skateboarding too because of
I feel like the shoe companies that went, motocross or multi like sport kind of
like what DC
Etnies?
shit.
DC, yeah. Ennie's was like motocross and some
Yeah, they did all that shit.
snowboarders.
Well, initially they did anyway. I don't know if they still
Yeah.
do.
I
And but yeah, I've got to say though, when it comes to Soltech, especially America, I mean Herman quitting, that was a huge look. Right now, I'm wearing first of all, not only America shoes, but I got my America belt buckle that I rock
Hey.
all the fucking time. I'm America
Are you
for
wearing
fucking
pants?
life. But
no pants.
I've got to say though, after Herman left, and then now Reynolds is gone, and then everybody's the only OGs that
Wait,
are
nobody's
still
on America anymore?
the only OGs are Leo Romero and Spanky. That's it. Like everybody else is new.
But the boss is gone?
Yeah, Reynolds is on Vans
Cool.
now, dude. Didn't you hear?
Oh shit.
Yeah, they
That's
just
dope.
announced it a couple months ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
Getting a real paycheck probably.
yeah, for once, right? Yeah. I just hope that he.
Vans is a real skateboarding company. That's
They
for sure.
are. The only problem is they're not called Emerica. If their name was just Emerica, that would be perfect.
They're
But it's
fucking
not.
Vans, dude. Like Vans and skateboarding. This, dude.
Yeah, but then there's like
You think so, dude?
skateboarding, and then
The
there's
there.
dude said like invented every cool
Emerica.
trick ever. We're wearing fucking Vans. Like
except for Reynolds and Ellington and
that's
Kirchart
new
and
school,
Spanky
like-
and Herman,
Company.
Tom Penny, even Jim
new
Greco,
school,
Mark
dude. I'm talking
Johnson.
about origin
Are you gonna
stories.
make me go down the list, Gregory?
Keep going. Keep going.
Well, that was it. I was done with the list.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
I mean, fuck you, Rally. There you go. Rolly.
Rolly. It is Rolly,
You've
isn't
been
it?
Yeah, I
calling
know.
him the wrong name for
My whole
20
life.
years. so
Imagine how
doesn't
Mike
count.
V feels.
Mike Valley.
Valley. Yeah.
Gary,
I
I have a
didn't know-
question for you.
What's up?
Do you remember you landing that backtail kickflip out at C Bench?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was
Were you
that
there?
was like, yeah, I was there. I was like, holy shit, this is like Kenny Anderson shit.
Kenny Anderson did do that, and I just
Yeah, that's right, he did.
fun because JJ was there, and
Yep.
Ryan Masco filmed it.
Yep.
Shit, and I looked like a fucking Tom Penny reject.
Dude.
Were you wearing like a saggy beanie?
Yeah,
He's wearing saggy clothes, big time.
Dude, I remember one night, it was after some sort of, maybe it was a post-contest team session in a parking lot, something like that. And we all met up at the skate shop. After the shop was closed, we just opened it to go in and hang out, right? And it was just like, there's only a few of us left. It was like me and Gary and Peter, and I think like Colton and Malcolm were outside or something. But it was just me and Gary and Peter. And I remember this for 2 reasons. 1, because of the compliment he gave Gary, and then 2, because of the compliment that he did not give me. And his whole thing that he was, because Gary had just got done slaying this fucking, I think Whitney and Chris had a little portable bench or something. Somebody had a portable skate bench, and Gary was just killing it. And then Peter was like, dude, Gary, people like you, he named a couple other dudes, like you and Fitz, and like he named a couple of the youngins, specifically did not name me, but included you in the list. And I was sitting right next to him too. But yeah, he was like, dude, you guys are the future, man. Like you're better than me now, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, man, if you guys just fucking keep going. And I'm just sitting there, like I was so hyped for you, but I was like, well, wait, what about me?
Right. That was like A-team, B-team days.
Oh God, that was the worst thing ever. I can't believe we did that.
Oh, so much drama. So much
I'm
drama.
so sorry. All of you dudes in the chat room, and you guys. Larry's idea. This is his idea of being inclusive. I'm making this up as I go right now. I have no idea, but that was the worst idea ever. Put you A team and B team.
And you know what's even worse?
It should have been Team A and Team 1 is what it should have been.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense though, because there certainly
Like
were 2
pro-am
separate
kinda shit.
Yeah, pro-am kind of shit, exactly. I mean, because let's face it,
But you were kids, and I know people got their feelings hurt, and that's the shitty kind of part about it, because we weren't trying, as tough love as we weren't trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but it was kind of like, hey, dude, be real with yourself. You want to get on the A team? Fucking skate better.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, putting me on the B team didn't stop me from getting an A team shirt. In fact, I have it fucking sewed into a fucking blanket that I use.
No shit.
Well, I didn't sew it. My 1 year for Christmas, it actually kind of pissed me off. So without me knowing, my mom, 1 year for Christmas, she took all of my like Alley Cat shirts and like turned it into a big like memorial blanket thing, like a bit like more like a comforter for your bed.
All Alley Cat shirts?
Yeah,
I'll do it.
And she did do it. Exactly. And so she took all of those. So it was really cool that she did that. But I was also pissed, like, well, I don't have any Alley Cat shirts left now. But I do have this blanket with all the shirts in it. So it's kind of a,
That's cool.
yeah.
Dude, at least
I
you
mean,
have
you
that.
would've just-
Like, I don't have a shirt or anything. I have a wheel and like a sticker.
Well, shit, at least you got a... Dude,
Fitz had a Fitz got a tattoo.
oh, yeah, there's...
Greg has a tattoo, right?
Several of us have tattoos, not including me, though. I need to get one.
An
I
alley
think
cat one?
only me and Fitz have an Alley Cat. Wait, you have one too, right, Gary?
No.
No?
Gary, do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, I have a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I still don't have any tattoos, believe it or not.
Take it off.
Take it off. Take
We're not getting
it off.
Show everybody your sexy body with all your tattoos.
Yeah, let's prove once and for all who's been shaving their nipples and who hasn't. Let's do this right now.
I got no nipple hair.
Oh, dude, I'm a grizzly bear, dude. Nobody wants to see
Dude,
that
we're
shit.
opposites. It's so weird.
That
Yeah,
is
Gary's got
weird.
hair
Yeah.
on his head, but nowhere else. And then I don't have it on my head and everywhere else. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. That's just see, God must have been stoned that day or something.
Crush a fucking couple cinnamon rolls with your butt and see if the ladies don't come running.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Exactly. And
Where did that come from?
so those are the sound alerts we were talking about.
Dude,
And
dude, that is the.
oh.
I heard that the
Was
other
that
day,
Rudy?
Brian. On that's Rudy.
yeah, that was a clip
and that
of
is
Rooney.
the funniest thing I've ever. The funniest fucking segments of words in a row I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's why we picked it. That's why we picked it. And so for those of you just now tuning in or you don't know how to... Oh,
Crush a fucking couple cinnamon rolls with your butt and see if the ladies don't come running.
exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do that on the stream, we have a whole list of sound effects and sound alerts that you can play at any time. All you have to do is hover over your screen, look for the purple square icon. That's all I can describe it as. The purple square icon, click that. It pulls up a whole list of sound effects. Some of them are free. Some of them are 50 cents per play. Some of them are $1 per play. And obviously the Rooney one is at $1 because it's so fucking classic. And all of that money goes into all these microphones and mixer board. You would be surprised at how much equipment it takes to run a shit show like this, folks. You have no idea. So we're just trying to recoup our investment, basically. So, but we still have plenty of sound alerts for free as well, and you can trigger those to play at any time you want. Get the while you can status. Or don't, and go fuck yourself. Either way, it's fantastic. Now,
So
let's see.
They can just click on them and it'll just go during us.
Yeah.
During the
Yeah, so if you have, or if you're on your phone and you're looking at it, then it's right below. See, there goes a Hadouken. And, yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. And much more coming. Much more sound alerts going to be here by Saturday. And so, by the way...
we need to get the... Did you see what Maya said?
No, I haven't been looking at the chat, honestly. Oh.
She says then we need...
I'll do it.
And we, yes, we will do it, Maya. We will add the I have two girlfriends sound alert. In fact, Maya, you'll be happy to know. You know what? I'm not even going to spoil it for you. You're just going to be very happy when we put out some content next week. That involves Monroe having two girlfriends. I'll give you that hint. I'll give you that hint.
I guess you'll have to find out.
Yep, you'll have to find out.
Stay tuned.
Speaking of finding out,
Stay tuned.
really... Wait, did Old Man Mountain ever answer my question? Okay, he has no idea what 7 Days to Die is. Okay. Or she. Well, I'm guessing it's a he because his name is Old Man Mountain.
Or
It's
that's
got to
just what
be like...
Schlee wants you to think.
Who... Man, how many episodes are we going to do without knowing who that is? Come on, buddy. Give us a hint. You have to at least give us a hint. That's right. You've asked that twice. Okay. I don't know. I'm stumped. We'll find out eventually. And
Wait, so how long did you work at Alley Cat, Greg?
Alley Cat was only around for 4 years.
How long did you work there for?
the whole fucking time.
The whole time, minus like a. So here's a funny story.
6 months. I know what you're about to say.
So
Amazing.
I didn't get hired first. Is this the story you're thinking about? Okay, so
Shit, I even know.
I went there like every single day for like, because it was the skate shop, dude. We knew there was going to be a skate shop somewhere in Kingwood, and I hunted it down until I found it. And then I met Larry, right? And I was like, I want this fucking job, blah, 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 blah. And he actually gave it to Peter first. So Peter Leong got it before me. I got it shortly after because I think I just annoyed him enough. But the story is that, so I'd been there annoying Larry, and I went in there one time, and his friend Gavin worked there, or was helping him like do the build out and stuff. And Gavin's super cool, like, but I mean, I'm fucking 17, 18 years old, you know, so I'm obviously a fucking idiot. And like, I was just like, hey, I want to work here. Like, what do I gotta do? Like, who's the owner? Blah, 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 blah. And then like I did something, and then I hounded Larry a bunch of times. And then later on, Larry told me their discussion, and he was like, hey, I think I'm going to hire that kid, Graig. He keeps bothering me, dude, but I think he's going to be good. And Gavin's like, absolutely fucking not, dude. Do not hire that kid. And Larry's like, why, dude? He seems pretty fucking legit. And he was like, dude, when he came to me, I caught him, and he grabbed like the mannequin's boobs. It was like fondling the mannequin. You can't fucking like hang out. You can't hire that fucking kid. You gotta hire this Peter kid. And I was just like, what?
That's why
So
you
I was like,
should hire you, is because you
that's
grab the boobs. Yeah.
Dude, Larry fondled that fucking mannequin more than I did. Like, we called those mannequins, like, we had 2 chick ones and 2 men ones, and we had nicknames for them. Like, the women were like slut and whore, and the other one was like douchebag and piece of shit or whatever. Or, like, we'd like fucking kick the dude one in the dick, and you'd grab you'd classic Donald Trump the Grimmon one and grab her by the pussy and throw it across the room. I mean, they're just plastic bodies, but it was just fucking stupid shit. And then but it was like years later, Larry told me that after I matured somewhat, and he was just like, yeah, dude, like, I remember, this is why I call Larry my mentor too. Like, he taught me how to act in like situations. He's like, I think that's funny that you did that, but I also understand that, like, you see how that would be kind of fucking weird, right? And I'm like, duh, 20-year-old me is like, oh shit, I should fucking get the mannequin in front of people.
Dude.
Even as funny as it is. Like,
I've gotta say, man, you out of all the people that ever assume, yeah, that's I remember hearing that. Now, out of all the team managers that we had over the years, which was basically, it was either you or Larry or Peter, just depending on who was there that day, basically, right? But of all of them, you were my favorite because, like, for example, if Peter told me no about whatever I asked for, then that was it. But if you told me no, then I could argue and have at least a chance of wiggling my way into that free set of bearings or whatever I was trying to get.
So I'm weak.
That's why you were my favorite.
No, Greg just wants to have fun because we did that. Remember the whole box boarding thing?
Oh God!
Oh my God, dude! Isn't that still on YouTube somewhere? Didn't you post that? It still is
on YouTube.
It's still on my channel.
Holy fuck! One of these episodes, when we have you guys back on, we're gonna have to play that because that was.
Dude, you should totally play it. That video is legit, except for that I'm obviously balding like hardcore.
Dude, who gives a fuck? Half of
You're
our
what?
friends were balding. Dude, Travis's
balding,
hair.
dude. Like, that was when I was like trying to hold on to my hair still, but it was going away very quickly.
Dude,
And
listen, Greg, when I tell you that nobody gave a fuck, I'm telling you, nobody gave a fuck except for you. You were the only person that cared. Yeah, we didn't give a shit.
Fuck when you were 21 years old.
Yeah, I'm sure I would if I were you, yeah, but I'm just letting you know that we didn't give a fuck, is what I'm trying to say.
But
and
now it doesn't matter because I'm bald still.
But dude, that box boarding video was epic. And speaking of which, guess who just sent me some sort of social media thing earlier today? Chris Fell, who was the fourth dude in that video. Yeah. And I wonder what Chris Fell is doing right now. How about that? What if he's Old Man Mountain 23? What if that's him?
I saw him skating with LaDerrick at Collins Park earlier.
Like recently?
Chris Fell.
Yeah, today. Chris Fell. He was
dude that always skated with you, right?
Yeah. I had like several crews that just like developed through time. I don't know.
Oh shit,
Johnny
ladies and
Balls.
gentlemen, we have to make this announcement. Johnny Balls has entered the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only VIP member of the Anti-Ed Twitch channel. How did you get that little thing next to your name? Are you a VIP member too? Or what'd you do?
Me?
Yeah. Or did I do that to you?
I don't see anything by my name. But
Oh, I see.
Johnny Balls has he opened up with 3 Pikachus. So solid.
Oh, but you don't see the two. Yeah, listen, folks, we're still figuring out how all the reward systems work here. And all right, see, this is what we were talking about earlier, Sean. Nikki's already making custom emotes right there.
EC Warrior.
And but anyway,
Custom emotes on this shit?
welcome back, Johnny.
That's
Balls.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, just wait till we have some John Isabel emotes. It's going down, son.
I'm fascinated with this platform, Brian, like the whole Twitch thing. Like, we talked about that, like
Eat my
how it
neighbors.
operates.
We did talk about the neighbors, and I'm gonna let them be.
Funny.
But yeah, dude, there's so much untapped potential with Twitch, and people have just been using it for video games. And it's like,
Is it free to have a channel?
Yeah, It's free to have
And
a
then
channel.
I guess you can buy add-ons or something, right?
Well, so the channel
a
is free,
channel?
but to get all the broadcasting software and to have a computer that can handle all this stupid bullshit, that's where the problems come in. But Twitch itself is free. And,
Well, how do you mean, like a soundboard? Because you're taking in 3 separate channels.
yeah.
But like
So, for example,
you can't just do this. I guess video games is you just plug in your TV output to your computer and
yeah.
then you have a microphone and your shit. But
to-
this can't be that complicated.
it's more complicated than you would think. I'll tell you that.
I work in AV. Test me.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious. This is a conversation I really am like interested in. 'Cause I'm, like, it's all techie and shit.
I'll show you how to do. I'll show you Now everybody sets up their shit their own way, right? But just like
Yeah.
skateboards, everybody has their own setup. But I can show you how I do it, and I've learned from some of the best. Well, I might have done a shitty job of learning, but the ones who were teaching me were the best. It's just the amount of information I retained might not have been the whole lot of it.
But you could budget
I'll eat your ass.
like literally just do this off your.
And it looks like Hal Fry will eat your ass, apparently. Yes, absolutely.
Cena.
Is that one? Oh, that's one of the free ones, right? Yeah. And
Somebody's gonna eat your ass for free.
yeah, why not? Why not? It's
That's
we're
what Brad
all
just said.
locked down in quarantine. Nothing's going on. You might as well, add some excitement in the day. Dip your balls in an ice bath. Do something. Gotta
Yeah, eat your cereal with a fork.
eat your cereal with a fork. Yeah, you gotta feel alive. You gotta feel alive, folks. Don't let this COVID shit bring you down. Okay. Well,
I'll eat your ass.
I would if you told me who you were in real life, Old Man Mountain 23. See, he wants to come on the show, and I would gladly do that, but I need to know. I feel like it's Clay. No, he wouldn't bother doing this. Who is this then?
I'll do it.
I don't think you will. I don't think
I
you
hope
will.
it's somebody you like work with, like somebody you work with professionally that is really nice to you, and like you have a really good tolerant relationship with. Like you guys are good, and you would never expect them to ever talk shit to you, ever.
Yeah, I don't know people like
Here they
that.
are, just you stupid bitch. I'll eat your ass.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And
I find that very funny.
yeah, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, if you've only seen what he's been
Well,
saying.
there's not many options of sound bites, and I'll eat your ass is probably the best one out of all of them. So that's why.
And
We
that's
just need a great-
that's the only good one that I left for free right now because I knew people would like that one. So, yeah, enjoy them while they're free, folks, because eventually, well, I mean, they're only going to be 50 cents. How much is that going to kill you? But anyway, actually help us out quite a bit.
Goddamn pandemic.
But if you really don't feel like paying 50 cents, then we do have some of them for free that you can play. Again, just click that. Yeah, Maya, we're starting off low. Listen, we entertain shitheads for a living. What are we going to do? Charge $20? Who has $20?
If you charge 10 cents, all they gotta say is they'll eat your ass 10 times, and that's a fucking $1. I'd much rather do that and spend the $1. Like quantity satisfaction versus quality, kind of thing. Like,
Wait, so you would rather eat someone's ass for 10
not
cents?
literally eat somebody's ass. The button.
I'm just
little
trying to
soundbite.
understand what you're saying here.
Yeah, dude. I'll eat ass for free, dude.
See, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's highly
Let's be
depends
real
on who's
here.
asking.
I'm saying,
Brian, ask him the question, the murder, marry, kill question. What is it?
Okay, hold on. Let me remember what it was. Okay, Rosie O'Donnell. Okay. Here it is. All right. All right.
That's not even one of them.
You almost made me shoot my bull out of my fucking ball, dude.
Okay. Here's a question, and this goes for both. You know what? Yeah, this should be a every episode thing. So this goes for both guests, Gary and Greg. You have to murder one, you have to fuck one, and you have to marry one. Rosie O'Donnell, John Isabel, and a ham sandwich. Go.
Wait, what? What do we have to do?
No, it wasn't Rosie O'Donnell. Hold on, it wasn't.
Oh,
Rosie
no, it was
O'Donnell.
Oprah. It was Oprah,
You
wasn't it?
said
Yeah, it was Oprah.
Yeah,
you
okay.
said murder, kill.
Okay.
And what?
Have you guys not? Okay, you have to. Okay, you have three options. You have three choices. You have to murder one, you have to marry one, and you have to fuck one. And the
Murder,
options
marry,
are
fuck.
Oprah Winfrey, John Isabel, and a fresh-made ham sandwich. Go.
I'm gonna marry Oprah,
Very
fuck the
Oprah.
ham sandwich, and kill John Isabel.
No, that's the first time John got killed or fucked.
Yeah,
Crazy.
surprisingly.
He's
Yeah,
been married this whole time.
yeah, he usually gets married in this scenario.
Dude, you gotta get the Oprah money.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oprah money. Get some
Oprah.
good old fucking ham around your cock, and then kill that dude.
Big brothers think alike. I'm on the same page.
Oh shit.
100%.
All right. Jeff said he said, what did he say, Brian? He said fuck the ham sandwich and then marry Isabel and then kill Oprah. That's what Jeff said.
Yes, and that I think that was the best answer possible. Because
I
listen,
think that's the best answer too.
because I mean, if you think about it, I would much rather fuck a ham sandwich than Oprah, just right off the bat. So right then
But
and
I'd
there,
much rather marry Oprah than divorce her and get a
Oh,
fucking
that's
$5 billion.
right. you see, that's where it gets tricky, is because you got to marry someone. So if you're gonna marry someone, you might as well marry a rich, famous person, right?
Mhm.
So
Also,
that,
I don't want to hear the
Yeah.
Isabel whine.
yeah. So I guess in that case, you kind of have to kill John in that scenario. Yeah, that's kind of the
He's
only.
murder worthy.
That's the only real move to make.
I'm just kidding, John.
Yeah. Oh well,
I'm
we're
just-
obviously just kidding. Yes, of course. Now,
This is a fun play on a joke from when you thought I hated you at Alley Cat. I know that's a thing. No, I don't hate anyone.
dude, you know what? Okay, Greg, I'm glad you brought that up. And
Wait, I wanted to ask him an Alley Cat question too.
all right, well, you go ahead, Sean.
Ooh, Alley Cat's secret times.
Fuck, what was it, dude? I can't.
Yes, we've
Secret
had sex in
times.
this.
Oh yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember. Were you there the day that Clay came in dressed up as Larry and acted just like him and, and spoke just like him, and he like totally played his part for like I don't know, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes.
I don't recall that honestly, but
God,
I can
that's so
imagine.
funny.
I can imagine it, and it's hilarious.
He dressed just like him, like the same clothes, slicked his hair back, and then added the gruff to his voice,
Nerd.
and,
The gruff to his voice.
or is the nasally? Maybe it was the yeah. I don't know. He made his voice like Larry's.
So there's a funny story about that, like Larry's voice, because I remember when Fitz's mom wanted to make that reality show at the store, and we were all on board, obviously, and but I remember they had planned it right when I was going to go stay in Mexico and go on this big surf trip for like a month and a half or something. And so they decided to film it without me, and they did this, like, they got the mannequin, of course, they got the fucking mannequin again, and then they took a picture of my face and printed it out on the printer and put it on there, and it was like Tom Schneider and Larry were like sitting there just making fucking mad gay jokes about me the whole fucking time. And they did this whole show, like made like a little pilot episode or whatever. And then I got back to the United States, and I went there, and then that's when Michelle had the video kind of like edited in a clip, and we're all sitting there like watching it, and Larry was like, "Is that what I fucking sound like?" And we're like, "Yeah, dude, that's what you sound like." And she was like, "Have you never heard yourself on video before?" And he was just like, "No, not really." He didn't realize that he actually had like a little bit of a lisp, like this way he talked. I don't remember if you guys really like remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's the way it was, and like it was common back then. People automatically like assumed if you had a lisp you were gay, so that was a fucking rumor for sure. And that was like never came to anything, but it was like it's kind of funny. But then it was funny because he had heard himself on video at this TV show like 3 years into this whole shop and never understood what he actually sounded like on tape. Like nobody ever like videotaped him as an adult.
Yeah,
and he was like,
it's kind of
that's
a
what
weird
I fucking
moment.
sound like. And he fucking like freaked out and was like, oh my God.
Well, I had a similar experience, and Gary was the one who pointed it out to me. Remember Gary? Because I mean, my lisp isn't as bad as Larry's, right? But I still arguably have some sort of, I don't talk entirely correctly. I have a kind of a little lisp. And see right there, did you hear it? And and Gary pointed out one time, I remember the word too. I was trying to tell him that like my stepdad had grounded me, and I quote, because I'm not keeping up with my studies. And I couldn't say the word studies without lisping. And
What'd you say?
And Gary just wouldn't let it go. And that's when I realized, like, holy shit, I have a lisp too. What the fuck? But I've actually actively worked on it over the years, and I feel like I don't know. How am I doing now? Am I doing all right?
You articulate well.
Wow.
It's
Doing
not
good.
bad.
I don't remember that, but I remember I have a lot of friends that just tell me I was such a dickhead as a little kid.
Well, we were both
That are my
dickheads.
best friends.
We were both dickheads back then, you know?
I think it was because of the skate shop thing and like being sponsored and being like, you know, moderately good at skateboarding gives you a little bit of like little kid ego. We're just like, yeah, I'm badass. Like, don't talk to me. Like Josh Bird will tell this story to like everyone I know about how we met and like how I was just a dickhead to him. And I guess
Tell the story.
Well, see, I don't know, man, because there's a fine line between being a dickhead and just simply not having anything to say. You know what I mean? But obviously you did something here, so let's hear this.
I have no recollection of this at all. So what he tells me is that we were skating Kingwood Park, and like, you know, Josh was like a quiet person, and like he was like, I don't know, he kind of was like the odd man out of like the skate park crews.
Right.
If you guys remember that
Well,
at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was actually like really good.
Yeah.
But he wasn't on any of the skate shops. I think he maybe got made fun of because he like rode this like this gas powered scooter to the skate park every day. I don't know.
Shit.
But
Get there
As
while you can,
adults,
son.
aren't we all like, that's fucking dope?
Yeah. Dude, get there while you can,
gas
son.
powered scooter is sick.
But anyway, so like he was at the skate park, and like I think a lot of people made fun of him, and I was like small at the time, and like, you know, had the sponsors and shit. But so we were like skating. He was like skating the top rail, and like he had fell or something, and like he was still like at the end of the rail, and I had come up behind him, and I guess I grinded the rail and shot out like my board purposely, is what he said, like at him, and like it may have hit his leg or his shin or some shit, and he tells me that I told him to his face, I was like, that's what you get, and then like skated off, and I have no idea what that meant or anything, but now like we are best friends.
Dude, Birdman's the shit, man. And he was just a little bit younger, right? And the shop, like the teams were already established by the time he got. You remember Birdman? He just got so fucking good, so fucking quickly. It was him and LeDerick are the two people that I remember I was already kickflip front boarding the Humble skate park rail when LaDerek was learning how to ollie. And then like 10 minutes later, he's way better than me. You know, it's fucking unbelievable. And same thing with Birdman, Josh. And that kind of reminds me. I remember one time we were at that skate park, and I used to, always would talk about like, I don't give a shit about anything I own. Like, I don't care if you scratch this or dent that. And then Gary, you were like, what if I just smack the fuck out of your car with my board? And I was so stubborn. I was like, yeah, I don't like, I genuinely thought I wouldn't care. But then you smashed my car and there was a big dent in it. And then right then and there, I realized like, oh, maybe I do care a little bit.
See, I
Yeah, I gotta.
But like, I would just like keep pushing it and be like, oh, he doesn't care. Like, so I'll just do whatever.
And plus, I pushed you to do it too. So that was that factor too. But
Gary, do you remember Fester's old car being there
God.
for a while? Just being parked there at the skate park, and we would skate it and destroy it.
Was that the one that had like the suitcase through the window?
Yes,
Probably.
that's the one.
It's the little silver one.
I remember it being there forever, and then like people were skating it, and then I remember going there one day, and there was just like a suitcase through the front windshield, just like perfect. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
You're like, damn, dude, what is this place turning into? This is Kingwood.
Dude, you know what ended up happening to... Actually, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't tell that story on here now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, but I wanted to say something. I got a Kingwood flat bar story. I was skating it, and I was going full speed on a front board, and this kid comes rolling by in the landing, like perpendicular to the way I'm going, and I stick, and I fall back, and he jumps out the way. My back lands directly in the middle of his board and focuses it. And then he's a little kid, and his parents were sitting on the benches watching. And I was like, oh, shit, sorry. And I just kept skating. And then later he came up to me and he apologized to me for, that was the weirdest thing ever. It's like his parents made him come and apologize to me. It's so weird. And I was like, no, man, like, I'm sorry for breaking your board. Like, he was like, I'm sorry I got in your way or something. Yeah, it's weird.
It's kind of cool though, because like no little kids have skateboard etiquette. Maybe it was that like, hey, you were going the wrong way. Like I've been going like, so my friend Andy's been taking me around like since I moved to Austin to all the parks around Sean.
Yeah.
So like we went to San Marcos, and then between that we went to Buda, that little janky little park right there. And he was telling me this thing about that little park. He was like, dude, if there's more than 5 people there, that place is blown out. Like, the park is so like small, whatever. And we went there, and there was just like 15 little kids, like scooters, skateboarders, bikes, all this shit. And then it was just like, I don't give a shit, dude, because I skate fast and scary. Like, so
that's the best description of Graig's skateboarding is fast and scary. That's the best description for you. Yes.
Well, it's true though, because I'm like, I don't get. All right, this sounds like kind of shitty, but I'm also at the same time like, this is how I learned how to skateboard at the skate park. Is like, watch where the fuck you're going. Notice where people are dropping in from, and notice what obstacles people are sessioning at the time.
Yeah, just pay the fuck attention.
It changes throughout the session, you know, like we'll be sessioning this quarter pipe, and then like you'll either get the trick or you'll give up on the trick, and it will move around, you know, in skate park vibe, you know. And it's like the only way you learn that is by embarrassing yourself, like eating shit or like, you know, getting in the way or something like that, you know? And then, so I'm like, I'm going to skate
I'll eat your ass.
the the Buda Park, like,
Alright.
like I'm just gonna run these kids over. I don't give a shit, dude. Like I'm gonna go 20 miles per hour, fucking rip around this little bull, and I'm gonna tail slide the fuck out of this bank, dude. Like,
Especially scooter kids. You're just gonna
especially
fucking
scooter kids.
power
dude.
slide all up around them and shit.
Like wheels
Nah,
squeaking.
man. Alright.
And they're just like,
Okay.
and they get scared. That's what I mean by the scary part of it. Is like it's just like powerful skateboarding, and then they're like, oh fuck, but then they don't get out of the way, and I'm like, no, dude, now I'm just gonna mow purpose like their scooters or beer cans at the top of it, and just like mow through their shit, and then kind of like fall and be like, what the fuck? And then it's funny because either their parents, in your case, the kids are like, oh, I'm sorry. And they're like, yeah, fuck you, I broke your board, so I guess we're even.
Dude.
Or the parents were, in my experience, where they're just sitting there and they're just kind of like, eventually, they're kind of like, they see us kind of like laughing how we're about to like just fucking mow over their children, grown men.
Dude.
And they're like, hey, maybe you guys should move to the other side, while they're still like on Instagram or whatever, like in the park drinking wine in a fucking Yeti cup.
And
Crush
Wait.
a fucking couple cinnamon rolls with your butt. See if the ladies don't come running.
you know, that's a good point. That's exactly what I was going to bring up. But actually,
Good segue.
I had a really good. So there's this, Jaws, Homoki, Aaron Homoki. So the park that his Kingwood Park was this park that's like 30 minutes away from where I live right now, and so I go there all the time, like in the very early morning, like when the sun comes up. That's when I get there, and because otherwise, yeah, you fucking get 20 scooterers and people doing coffins on their skateboards, even if they're not scootering, just all kinds of stupid shit.
They bring
But-
their rollerblades, their scooter, and their skateboard all to the park at once.
Yeah, all of those
Yeah.
assholes, all in one person, and there's like 20 of those people, and or kids rather. And this old dude who was like, looked exactly like David Pajo, Sean, like just an old dude. You could tell he's been skating forever. He's probably like 45, something like that. And because I was dealing with those kids for like a whole hour before he got there, just having to wait for them to get out of the way and just not really saying anything because I'm just not the argumentative type. I mean, I am when it comes to yelling at my audience, but in real life, no, I'm usually not that confrontational. And this old dude shows up, and within 5 minutes, I can't even recall exactly what he said, like word for word, but he just he rounded up all of the parents and got them all in a huddle and explained to them why it is so stupid for these kids to be on scooters when real skateboarders going like 20 miles an hour blasting through lines is not only a danger to your stupid little kids, with all due respect, but also a danger to us as well. And it just doesn't help. It just doesn't work for anybody. And it was amazing because the parents, they didn't even argue. They agreed, and they got those scooter assholes, I don't mean to call them assholes, to leave.
You can say assholes.
Asshole. Well, I just didn't want to call them specifically assholes because they're just little
Those
kids. They don't know any
12-year-old
better.
children scooter assholes.
Yes, exactly. Those
I'll
little
say it
fucks.
for you.
And but it was the coolest thing I've ever seen, like a skateboarder
What'd you say, Gary?
actually making sense to parents of the scooterers. Yeah, what'd you say, Sean?
That guy needs to go on like
Gary?
a speaking tour throughout the country of like all the skate parks.
It's
Yeah.
genius.
I just need to track that dude down and get a hold of the
Yeah.
people that run TED Talks.
Skateboarding and parenting seminar. Is
Dude,
what he needs to do.
have
Just
you-
rent a hotel fucking ballroom and speak to people?
Somebody needs to do it. Might as well be that guy. And
Or we can just fucking
Skate
shred through them. No, fuck
Skate
them.
Street.
yeah, or just make scooters illegal or
Wow.
something. Yeah, let's make weed legal and scooters illegal. 2024. Let's do this. No,
Do
but
you guys all still skate? Gary skates street, but Brian, do you still skate street?
the only thing I skate anymore is flat rails. Like that's it. That's all I like
Okay,
skating.
Sean, what about you? So we all skate at skate parks, right?
John, tell me you skate street still.
Yeah,
Real
I skate some
street.
spots.
Well,
but I
Real
skate
street?
more parks.
yeah, no, Sean skates some street, and I
Gary
mean,
lives in LA. There's plenty of
I-
spots around.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. If you live in LA, then you can skate street.
LA is a skate park. That's their whole
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
yeah, LA is
You can
basically
just go
a
to
skate
any
park.
school and just skate a bunch of picnic tables with a bumpo or some shit, or with a wall ride or a hip.
Fuck
It's
that.
basically a skate park.
And you don't get hassled as much. Like I really don't like if cops come through, it's not like they're throwing you in a car, giving you the whole spiel about how you're a piece of shit for like playing with the toy. They're just like go away and come back in an hour. And like when I'm off,
Just like, hey, wrap it up. I see you.
yeah. Or they'll give you like a few tries or whatever. I think they have like a lot bigger things to deal with in LA than like some people playing with some toys,
Dude, and have you guys seen? There's a couple of like dudes that do these prank videos where they're skateboarders, but they dress up as security guards, and they have like lavalier microphones.
Fucked up.
And dude, it's so
It's fucked
hilarious.
up.
They go up to this kid, and they're in the middle of kicking him out. Like, hey, you can't skate here. Can't you read the signs? Listen, I get it. You look like Sean Malto. I get it, but you can't fucking skate here. And just the way they do it is so hilarious. And it was so good that I actually thought it was real on the Instagram. And I was like, wait, why are their microphones so clear? And he was like, dude, it's a
Yeah.
prank. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, duh.
Share that with me, dude. That sounds actually pretty funny.
Oh, I have it
Well,
saved on my Instagram. Yeah, I'll send it to you when I get a chance.
Excuse me.
And
I want to say, speaking of fast and scary skaters that Greg was mentioned, I think one of the first fast and scary skaters I encountered was Fester. Like, if you were in his way, you fucking had to like make sure you got out the way.
And even if you weren't
and
in his way,
just
he would
didn't
go
give a
out of his way to run you over.
Exactly. No, that's my next point. Is I met up with him and I was trying to film him do some tricks, and he went to do a frontside air on this like hip, and he threw his board intentionally at my camera, like while I'm fisheye filming it up close. And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, I don't want to be filmed. And I was like, fuck that, let me film you. And then he came around, did the same shit like once or twice more. And I was like, all right, man, you win, dude. I'm not going to film you.
Oh, yeah, you can't win that kind of situation with Nick.
Did he Benny Hanna post oak with 2 boards
Mm-hmm.
together, right?
Screwed together. Yeah.
Yep.
Were you there? Yeah, that's right. And
I wasn't there. I saw the footage.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, no, he literally.
God.
So imagine snapping your board in half, and you take one side, and you put it above the other, and then you screw it together with like 8 screws. That's what he did, and he Benny Honna'd that shit like second try, with that fucking sketchy ass setup. Kind of
Yeah, man.
almost akin to like when Tom Schneider did a kickflip on you and Gary's fucking 2x20 board that you had. That little stick with wheels on it. That long stick with wheels on it.
You don't remember that?
The rocket board. Isn't that what we called it?
The ski?
No, the
No,
rocket
we
board.
made a board out of like just the plywood from our mini ramp that was like the transition cutout, and we made it like a longboard. And
Oh.
it was like, and it was probably like 8 feet long.
Greg,
just put
you
2
have
trucks
to
on-
remember this, Greg. I will never forgive you for this, sir.
Dude, you know what? There's so much shit like I don't remember.
And then we had it on.
I mean, I remember I've made so many different kinds of skateboards, and they've all probably been kickflips. I made one out of like an old school water ski. I've made all kinds of ones. It's weird.
Hmm.
I don't know. Speaking of different kinds of skateboards,
Yes,
do
exactly.
you guys like how are you guys about like your setup nowadays? Like, are you guys geeky about your setup, or do you just kind of like roll and whatever?
I'm not geeky.
I'm a little less geeky now.
less geeky.
Well,
So
by
whatever.
that I mean I ride looser trucks. Is basically what I mean.
I mean, like, are you more conscious of your wheel durometer and the concave and wheelbase of your board? Shit like that.
Yeah. I'm always going to be picky about that. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, it has to be an 8.125 or an 8.25. Anything else is absolutely not acceptable. Can't be anything lower than 52 millimeter wheels. And my trucks have to be just right. And I basically just shit wax all over my trucks and board. And then I'm ready to go.
But get geekier than that. What about you, Sean? What's your
I'm not
setup like?
geeky at all. I'm bad. Like, I just kind of ride whatever I have, and then
Old school.
Kind of feel it. Yeah, it's like I got trucks that are so fucking old, and I just really need to change them. And I got little ass wheels from skating them for a long time, and yeah,
That shit's coming back in. Gary,
I'm due for a new board.
What's your setup like?
I think I've only gotten geeky about like the board size, like the width. It's like when I'm skating bad, I'm like, oh, it's the width.
You blame it on the width?
It's certainly not you.
Get the right size.
Yeah. That kickflip would have been landed if it was an 825, not an 8.1.
I'm like, I go in between 825 and 838, but there's like nothing in between that, which I think would be perfect for me.
8.3, exactly.
But like wheels, I don't like. I felt bad for getting like small wheels because I'm like, oh, I'm only going to skate them for like a small amount of time. But I'd rather not get. I remember when like I first like I would get like 56s and be like, I'm going to skate these for years, you know, like because they're so huge, and then just like ride them until they're small. But then now I'm just like, I'm at like 50s or 49s. I'm like, I might as well just skate them small, like how I like.
Dude, I feel like my wheels right now, they started off as 52s, but I was just looking at them earlier today. They've got to be at least 49 by now. Those things are small. And
but when you buy like a new pair of 49s, you know.
Oh, well, that's just preposterous. You do that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. What?
Brian, there's like a trend going on. This is how old we are now, guys. There's a trend going on now.
Brian's younger than me.
Oh, that's right. I am a couple of
days
days younger than Gary. 3 days, to be exact.
But what I'm saying is, so like these Gen X kids, this kid's born in the 2000s, those kids, right? There's like repeating of this 90s style where they're like skating these old school like Tom Petty boards where like the wheels are literally like 32 mils new.
Yeah, that was just a stupid mistake on the whole
it's a
industry.
thing they're doing again now.
Yeah,
I've seen it at the skate park, dude. And it's funny because they're wearing like baggy ass jeans, and they think it's all cool, and they're riding like 32 mil fucking wheels, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy, dude. I remember when this was a thing.
It's like all over the place though, because they'll do like small wheels, baggy clothes, those weird 90s shoes, fucking spike hair. You're just like, I don't know what is happening. It's all
right, so
into one thing, into one person. The trends from 2000 or like 90s to 2005, like all combined into one person.
I just want to look like Andrew Reynolds or Tom Penny when I skate. That's all I care about.
You've done a pretty goddamn fucking good job of that.
yeah,
Because
you got the Penny thing going for sure.
yeah, even to this style wise, everything. And now, real quick, I have got to address something from the chat room, and this is I can't believe you got me started on this, but you asked for it. So, Old Man Mountain 23, who is again still a mystery. I'm assuming it's a he, could be a she. Says, have y'all tried not skating or tried not talking about skateboarding or skateboarding accessories? Well, guess what, you dick fuck? If you don't like the show, go watch something else. How about that? All right. Anyway, I just wanted to yell at someone real quick.
And then it goes.
Not skateboarding. When have you like looked around town and not thought of like I could go skate that?
Never.
Never. Yeah, it's
It's
always.
like a constant search for spots now. Like
I think it's just like our viewpoint, though. Like
Yeah, it's kind of hard to change
you don't.
that.
You're not searching; it just appears to you.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
like,
just
holy
aware.
Shit, you could fucking capture that.
Yeah.
Or somebody could, not me.
Yeah, it's kind of like if. Oh, I was about to make a really stupid analogy. Good thing I caught myself there.
We're gonna say Tony Hawk.
No, I was about to make a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit analogy out of skateboarding, and I realized right away it wasn't going to work.
Nobody likes sausage but you in your mouth.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Somebody play a sound alert for that. Yeah. Burn.
By the way, I'm a little drunk now, guys, and it's only been. Oh, it's almost been. How long is
Oh,
this thing
we've
going
actually
on?
gone overtime. We're only supposed to go. Well, I mean, some shows go for like 4 hours, but the only set time is at least 2. That's the only requirement.
I'll eat your
It's
ass.
whatever. We're old
And
friends.
somebody has to eat somebody's ass at some
Mhm.
point. That's the only
So-
other thing.
we're brothers though. That's weird.
Oh, you can't see
Yeah,
anything.
that is kind of
Where's it
weird
go?
actually. Now that we think.
I've been
about it.
drinking wine this whole time. There's
Wine?
our
Oh, yeah,
grandfather who recently passed away. I had acquired his wine collection.
Ooh.
So
What? Gary didn't get any of that?
I did. Dude, it was too much, dude. That shit's heavy. I don't know why I kept
What
it,
did you
but I
say
did.
to your grandpa, Gary, that you didn't get any of that? You must have talked some gnarly shit to him at one point.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
That shit. That's. Oh yeah.
I broke some bottles, but they're all old as fuck. Is the point I'm making. Like none of them are newer than 2006.
Nice.
And I had this one that was from 1998, and it's fucking delicious. But tonight I decided to break open this guy, which you can't see unless I put it in front of my face. That weird blank spot, whatever. It's from 2004 when Alley Cat was born. So I decided to get drunk off of it. Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I found
Cheers.
there's like. Well, I have the shittiest picture of the sticker that's on my desk.
Let's see it.
Oh god.
He won't do it.
Oh,
That
yes.
just shows a bear.
The virtual
hold on.
background makes it so that we can't see it, unfortunately.
Unless
But
you
it's
hold
like-
it like right up, if you put it right in front of your
Face.
face.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this
the
liquid
thing
death.
about this Zoom shit. They haven't quite figured it out yet. See, Greg's is kind of working.
I'm doing it now because
Oh,
this is a product placement.
The original I don't know if the original, but the OG Alley Cat Skate Shop sticker, son.
Oh,
Fuck yeah,
shit,
that's on
yes.
your phone? Where'd you get that?
It's on my desk right now. But,
Oh, I-
yeah, that was,
oh,
like, the
okay.
sticker that we made, actually. It's
Oh,
on, like,
I thought
I
you
have
had that.
2 of those.
Dude, I had like a good 10 of them. Lost all of them. Yeah, for a second there, I thought you had like the actual sticker on the back of your phone, but you actually just have the image on your
I just-
phone.
I wish I had the one you guys got tattooed on. Or I think Greg has.
Oh, the
Just the. I don't even know. There's like a pointy cat.
Oh yeah, just the cat, the A.
yeah,
Where's
there's
that tattooed on here?
there are
So
two.
I have there's like a missile bomb looking thing on my leg, and it's just got that as like the.
Show him the
signal.
nose grind tattoo.
Oh, Brian! Oh my God!
I've heard about this. I've heard
Have
about it.
you?
Yeah, I've heard about it. Let's see it.
Oh, dude, it's the best. All right, check it out.
I already know what you're talking about.
You're gonna see my dick.
That's
Can
that's fine.
you see it?
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Did you draw that yourself?
So there's this bar in Houston called Grand Prize, and when it first opened, me and my friends when we were in college, it was somebody drew it on the bathroom door, and that was like a skateboarder kind of bar, like Boys and Girl, and then like all the skateboarders hung out there. Like if you guys remember, like Dakota and like Trace and Phil,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they like, so like we'd all be there, but like college or one of my old friends, Adam, did it, and he sent it to me, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. And then one day, like, I had some sketch friend, like, it's like, hey, I have a machine, let me do a tattoo in my old shitty house in Humble, and like, I was like, okay, so yes, physically, I drew it on my leg with a Sharpie based off this photo, and then this dude like tattooed it on me.
Yeah.
But later on, the funny thing is one of my roommates was like, oh, this is how you get away with it, because it's like, I have this thing, and chicks kind of think it's weird, but it's also so fucking funny that I'll never get rid of it. But he's like, dude, but it's like your self-portrait. And I was like, what do you mean it's my self-portrait? And he's like, it's a dick riding a skateboard. And I'm like, bah! All right, I'm going to keep it forever. It's actually my favorite tattoo.
Dude, I think it's rad as fuck. And but
so
you know who doesn't is whoever the fuck Old Man Mountain 23 is. I would love to know who that is. We will find out someday. Somebody will rat him out. Oh, I was about to bring up.
Brian, did you guys ever like travel out of state to do like skate trips? Or Sean too?
Yeah, specifically me and Sean and Rad and Swamp. We all took a trip out to LA. But right before we moved to LA, we took a trip out there to scope it out with like, when I say no money, I mean like no money. We just went out there just to go check it out, and yeah, we went out there and I ate shit down the 12 a bunch, and we skated Belmont High. We both got some clips there. We both got some lines, and I mean, I lived in Hollywood for several years, so obviously I spent a lot of time out there. But what about you, Sean? Other than those LA trips, where else have you specifically traveled to go skate?
That's probably about it. I mean, early on, we would travel to San Marcos and Austin a lot to skate from Houston, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah, but that's still with it. Yeah, and oh, you know, I was gonna ask though. So Greg, I'm not sure how often you get out to Hollywood or not, or even just Los Angeles in general, I guess. But
Zero.
well, okay, 0. Okay, so there's the answer. Dude, so
I've been to San Diego a lot.
have you ever been, either one of you, Gary or Greg, you ever been to Black? The bar, Black, in Hollywood?
Yeah. I've been there once.
Dude, so Heath Kirchart, after he retired from, skateboarding, I mean, obviously he's a team manager now for America, and we just got followed by, okay, now I'm confused. Maya just now, she subscribed with money. Okay, thanks, Maya. We appreciate that.
Is that through Amazon?
And yeah, so listen, Maya, we have some rewards set up for the tier 1 subscription that you just did, but we haven't implemented them yet. But what you're going to get is access to the Anti-Ed 2 Discord and some extra bonus shit that we do as well. I didn't even think that was set up yet. That's insane. All right, thank you so much. Well, now I forgot what the fuck I was going to say. God damn it, Maya.
Hey,
Black-
Brian.
You were talking about that bar, Black, and Heath Kirchart.
Oh, yeah, so Heath Kirchart bartended there for several years until like a couple of years ago. But it's just kind of crazy. You could just go
You could
into a
retire from
bar
skateboarding
and
and
order
become
a
a
double
bartender.
whiskey and Coke from Heath fucking Kirchart. And not only would he take your order, he would make your drink and then hand it to you.
I went there for, they were doing like the live episodes of not fucking movies.
King of the Road?
King of the Road. I said Road. Yeah, they had like live episodes of Road Rule or fucking King of the Road. It was like
Road rules.
what's that fucking really annoying dude, Roy?
Andy Roy?
Andy Roy.
Method.
Yeah.
What's he fucking like him?
Straight up method, dude.
He's so obnoxious. I love him.
Was he there, Gary?
No, I just watching it on King of the Road, and I was like, I hate this.
He just yells at everyone. Hey,
Yeah.
fuck
Crush
you,
a
you
fucking couple
pussy!
cinnamon rolls with your butt and see if the
And then he
ladies don't
shoots
come
up some
running.
heroin.
God, he went to prison. Could you imagine him in prison? He's probably like even 100 times worse.
Dude, now he's out. He's got new teeth. He's all buff and shit. Fucking, it's crazy. Now he's like an influencer.
Oh, and
But yeah, he definitely is. Yeah, that's
Someone
true.
was like, asked me to record his podcast. They're like, oh, I have a gig for you. Like, do you want to be like the DP for like Andy Roy's podcast? It's like skateboarding. You would like it. I was like, oh, dude. I could not be.
But he knows so many people, dude. That's like a leg in the door. You just have to tolerate that guy for like 6 months, and then you can get something better. But they're gonna be like, do the Christian Hisoy podcast, and then you got to listen to about Jesus for another 6 months, and then you get the Eric Costin podcast, and you're like, boom, and then next thing you know, you're the fucking producer of the 9.
dude, honestly,
Last
man,
2 days on Andy Roy or Christian.
dude, honestly, Christian Hosoi is the least Christian like Christian that you'll have, and I mean that he's the least religious Christian. No, that's not accurate. What I'm trying to say is he's cool as fuck, even though he's like
he's cool as
full
fuck, but
blown.
he loves him some Jesus, dude.
He does love him some Jesus humping, but he is still cool as fuck, though. I'll tell you that. He used to pay for Taylor's hotel rooms, which I was so blessed to stay and ruin. Now there's a lot of talks about boobs and gayness in the chat room. We'll just assume what that is, and let's see. I don't know if you guys are looking at the chat room. Somebody asked a good question though. Where was it? Oh no, I was going to ask a good question. That's what it was, and I forgot. So there you go, folks. Quality entertainment here. Oh, that's what it was. For those of you playing sound alerts, first of all, thank you very much. You have no idea how much we appreciate that. Second of all, if you should have the option to set how loud you want it to play, turn that shit all the way up, because that's what I have this set up for. If you turn it all the way up, then we hear it perfectly. So there you go. And wow, we have one hell of a creative chat room. And nice leg, Sean. Looks good.
Shit, sorry, y'all.
But yeah, man, I did. Oh,
I'll eat your ass.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. Will you really? Because it's about that time of year.
Perfect timing, Maya.
Eggnog just came out. It's about that time. Dude, seriously, think about that. Why the fuck can't they make eggnog year round? Really? Is it that big of a deal? Seriously. Who doesn't want eggnog in February? I know I do.
You don't want eggnog.
Oh, let me guess. You two Briggses don't like fucking eggnog, do you?
That's gross.
That's it. We're done with the show. You're out of here forever. But,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, just drink whiskey or tequila like a normal person.
Oh, well, that's what I'm doing
Or
right
wine.
now. But,
Yeah.
just for other occasions.
No, Brian just likes it without alcohol.
Oh,
just
yeah.
for the
I don't
flavor.
even drink. I don't even put alcohol in it. I just like the actual eggnog itself. Like, I just love it.
Eggnog really has nothing to do with eggs, right?
Well, there's eggs in it.
There is eggs?
Yeah, it's just
I don't
eggs
know
and
anything.
cream.
I just know it's like thick and I don't like it texture-wise. I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah,
That's all.
it definitely it's sketchy at best, for sure. It's definitely a sketchy product. But if you get over how
You
sketchy
love
it is,
slurping it down.
it's actually pretty good. It's kind of like drinking your own piss. It sucks at first, but you can get
Sterile
it done.
and you like the taste.
It's sterile, and I just like the fucking taste.
I'll eat
I
your
like
ass.
this new product.
And I eat my own
Liquid
ass
Death.
too.
It makes me feel like I'm drinking a beer, but it's actually just water.
And yeah, enjoy that Alex Jones one, folks, because that's not going to be free forever. And but
10
holy
cents.
fuck, thank all of you guys for hanging out tonight. And
10 seconds.
now listen, you guys know me. And, oh, somebody said something about Listen, folks, I can't keep up with I can't do all these things at once.
Back to more alley cat shit.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
so here's the thing. We are usually most people are done at this point, but I can keep going for like 5 more hours, just to let you know. So if at any point you guys want to call it, we've already got a whole episode in. We're good. But if you guys want to keep hanging out,
I'll do it.
exactly, I'll do it. I'll keep here and keep staying here and hang out with you guys. So it's up to you guys.
I'm chilling.
I don't give a shit. I got nothing to do.
All right. Well,
It's
then
just
we're
like I'm smoking weed with my friends, so
exactly, and that's what we want
That's-
this show to be.
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Dude, this
I'll
is
do
kind
it.
of dope. Virtual bong hits. Right? Everybody pull out your bong.
Well, I only have a pipe, but I'll grab that.
Well, that's fine too.
All right, virtual bong hits.
But I think this is what I loved about Alley Cat is that we all smoked weed
All right,
all the
on 3.
fucking time.
Dude, I got shunned when I came in Alley Cat
All right, here we
high
go.
one time, dude.
Everybody
I was
hit.
Like, I got beat down verbally
By who?
by Larry.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
You remember that,
I was so
Greg?
little though.
Remember
I
when?
did so many rails of cocaine off this fucking glass counter.
That's so
Dude.
fucked up.
I know! It's
I
so
know.
fucked up.
Man,
Dude.
I went in there so blazed and I was so little and he just
I think it's probably because you guys were so little. You know?
yeah, we were so little, like pre-puberty. You know?
Mhm.
So
And, like-
I think you just had
Yes.
to.
Kind of. I think morally, especially now that there's like more research, I think about it like consciously, being like in the cannabis industry myself now,
Yeah.
where I'm like, obviously now there's a lot more rules and regulations and stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of like, dude, I probably shouldn't have been smoking weed at 15. I'm like
Yeah.
glad I did, but probably not as much. It definitely doesn't help, and now it's proven that like your brain isn't fully developed until you're 25, and then that cannabis usage in the age range.
Wait a minute.
Definitely
Hold
affects
on.
that.
I have to jump in right here, Greg. I'm sorry to have to jump in right here. But that's just the way they phrased it. What if it is what it is your brain develops differently when you add cannabis to it at an early age. It doesn't necessarily mean for better or for worse. It just means differently.
You're very right. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
mean, I don't disagree or agree with them necessarily. I think
Oh,
I
thank
think
God.
that's very better.
Thank you
that
very
you
much.
Said that,
Yes.
but I mean, I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I
But
was just in
you
there.
said it very better. You said it better than I.
I was in there and everybody else was in there. There's probably like 10 of us, and it was like Peter and Larry were working, and then I was like, it was so awkward because it was like everybody stopped to watch Larry, like, dude.
It's probably because
like,
you were
kinda-
high as fuck.
I was.
Well, he was, yeah.
And I
Your
was like
eyes are as
putting
red
my
as the
board
devil's
together and
dick.
shit. Yeah, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start going to Stoke. No, I'm just No, but Stokes, Sean Moran did offer me a spot on his team later on. But I never took him up on it. He was like, if you ever want to switch over here from Alicat, you got a spot.
I will quickly address that real quick. I
Yeah.
think Sean was cool. Amy is shitty. I remember one
Agreed.
time, and then that he's definitely not that big of a man that he got overtaken by a fucking shitty person. But I will say the redeeming factor. One time I was at that Kingwood skate park and I was ollieing or doing some trick over the hip at the mini ramp or some shit, and I ate shit and busted my fucking face open like bad, just bleeding everywhere.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and Sean was there, and he helped me up. We went into Stoked. We cleaned it up, dude. We put some fucking butterfly bandages on it, and it was fine, But it was gnarly, and he helped me out. So I'll give him that. We had our shit, and just all the bullshit that went on with it. But I think overall, dude's good, but I definitely think he was hardcore influenced by the shittiness of that person that he has a partner. Further than that, I could give a shit less, honestly. But I remember that as a redeeming factor for the dude.
Yeah, and that was
he did
always
a bunch of other shitty shit that I'm just like, nah, dude, we'll square up.
I'll do it.
But not really. I
Don't
could
do
give
it.
a shit less. I'd just be like, hey, what's up, dude? Fuck off. That's how I really am.
But yeah, and there was more than a few of us that I got kicked off the team at one. I don't even think Sean ever officially got kicked off. He just didn't get shit for a while.
I just like kept smoking more weed and coming in less.
Yeah, exactly. But I actually straight up. So the second time I got arrested, here you go, Maya. How about this? So the second time I got arrested, I show up. I'm out of jail. Where's the first place I go? The skate shop, obviously. Where else am I going to go? And so I show up, and Larry is pissed. And plus, Peter was there, and who knows what kind of dick influence he had on that situation. I mean, I love Peter. I looked up to that dude.
I love Peter, too, but Peter's a square.
But he is a little bit of a square, isn't he? Right? And so, yeah, remember how for all of us on the team at the time, they took those pictures of us, but they put the Obey logo underneath it, and we had the Obey team photo.
I loved yours. So yours was my favorite, Brian.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, that's perfect because mine was the one that got taken down after I got arrested from the, when you first walked in.
They were lined up on the counter, right?
Yeah, and
had
they
the
actually
whole
took
team,
mine
and
down.
then there was like, fuck Brian.
Yeah, they took it off. And dude, at that point in my life, that was the most like heartbreaking thing that ever happened. So like I tried to clean my shit up real quick, and like I started skating harder than ever. And then within like a few months, like I remember the day Larry said, "Okay, I can get free shit again." And so I just assumed that meant I was on team. So I had my own backup sticker that I was saving, and I put my own sticker back up on that fucking cabinet.
Oh my god. This is why I wanted to do this podcast. That's exactly the stories that like I forgot about that I remember.
That's what's great about these shows, man, is every episode somebody pulls up some shit that I forgot that I remembered and that I just forgot.
Greg, I got one of you just being a dick, but that was my perception at the time, and I was turning in clips for the month, and I turned in these half-ass clips that we filmed in Jeff's driveway, and there's like 3 of them, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna give you a board for these,
dude.
It's like a front board on a fucking driveway rail.
Dude.
Nah, man, it was some shit on the driveway with the box. Definitely, yeah.
I think we've all gotten, I mean, I don't know about you, well, obviously, Sean, I know I got turned down there's definitely 1 month where I like, same thing, half-assed it, didn't have any clips to turn in, so I just like grabbed some shit from the hard drive together and just straight up got denied the board. Just like, nah, dude, you gotta do better shit than that.
Dude, I forgot we did this to you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I completely
I like
now. Oh my god.
And I agree, Greg. I agree with you. There shouldn't have been an A or B team. It was like, I don't know. It wasn't a good way to do it. I think.
But
it
at the
just been
same
a smaller
time,
team, and then
I don't
it was
know
actually
how that
worth something.
I don't know how that happened.
Stoked had one, and I think maybe Alley had.
Wait, but see, I was going to bring that up earlier, Gary. But I felt like Alley Cat started that first, or was it Stoked?
I think Larry did it first. I'm pretty sure he did it because he did the T-shirts and everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the shirts, and we went to the Humble competition.
And he was just like, let's make it prominent that like these are our fucking rock stars, but these are like our up and comers.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it was like ill-intended whatsoever.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't
I don't think
at
it
all.
was either. It was just more of a pro-am kind of thing.
Sucked if you were on the B team. You know, you didn't
but here's the thing. You would be on the B team, and then Bresler was also on the B team, and I was like, and Joey Niziol and And I was like, dude, how
Yeah,
are
there was a
on these
couple of
teams?
shoo-ins that didn't deserve to be there, which, let's all be honest, I was one of the the only reason I got on was because I was friends with you and Gary. But I can
I
at
don't
least
think it's so much that, dude. I think before I ever even realized it, right? And I think this is like a leadership skill I learned further on in my career. But like, I think what it really came down to is that you realize that the value in somebody isn't necessarily just their ability in this one like skill set. There's
Right.
many different things, and it can sway. There can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different points, and somebody can kind of mold towards this way or towards this way or towards this way, and they can kind of be well-rounded. And I think that's more what it takes on. It's like, okay, so you can have somebody like totally fucking skilled over here, like best skateboarder. They can't talk and they can't relate to people and they're kind of introverted. And then you got this guy that's like way better talker who's real cool. And he's got like the skills. He's not the best, but you know, and then you kind of have to create a well-rounded team and a well-rounded group of people. And it doesn't say that or like you may not be the best skateboarder, but it doesn't say that you're not skilled, you know? And only later on did I realize that's what we were doing. And then I think the hope of the A-B team thing is more like to push those dudes harder. Like they're on this. It's just kind of like being on the practice team or the D-League or, you know, the AHL.
Yeah.
These other teams like, hey, you know what? It's like, dude, you're still there. Like, fucking work on it and you become one of the dudes. And then also I realized that it's like not everybody works the same way. So to have an A-B team kind of sucks.
Yeah,
in a sport like skateboarding where it's so individual to like categorize people like that is kind of shitty. Whereas in like baseball, it's like, yeah, you're fucking good or you're not. But in skateboarding, there's all these different categories of the person and the personality and all that. And then you go, it's like, why do you think Nyjah is such a huge star? You know, like
I think like this valuable. I think I like the thing you were talking about. Like we were valuable. Me and Brian were valuable because maybe we weren't like. I think Sean and Joey Nizio were like very tech.
No, not Joey. I think you're confusing Joey with somebody else. No offense, Joey.
Yeah, Joey wasn't that good.
Yeah, no, he was a shoo-in.
He was a kid.
But Sean, yeah, he was. But
like,
Gary, you were actually good though too.
You were good.
You were actually good.
I mean, Sean and maybe Jeff, like, so they couldn't get out of their neighborhoods. You know, like me and Brian could be like, all right, like we're not as good, but we can go out with like our cars and explore and not skate. You know,
you have more access to shit.
That was definitely a big factor because we were the first. Other than Graig, we were kind of the first ones to have cars, except for like Tom, but we didn't really know Tom that well at the time.
Yeah, there's like Tom and Peter,
and like
Colton
Peter
and me, all the older guys.
Andrew
But
Long.
that's also why like we were A team, you guys are B team, you know, kind of shit.
Wait a minute, hold on. I like how you just said we. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Which team
The
were you
older
on,
guys
Greg?
versus the younger guys. You people versus us people.
Wait, were you? So hold on. Let's answer this definitively. Were you on the team too, or were you just the team manager, or were you both the team manager and on the team?
Dude, I ran that shit, dude.
Well, yeah, you ran the whole thing. So I guess you could be whatever you wanted. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
ran the team and I was on the team. I got free shit. I designed half your shit. I signed your fucking checks. Fucking did everything, dude.
Well, I hope those checks went to something because they definitely didn't go to my bank account.
Well, none of your guys' checks never got checks. I barely got checks. It was fun though. I learned a lot. Man,
that was the best time of my life. Yeah, I would give all this shit up right now just to go and do it all over again with the knowledge that I have now of how to handle that situation.
I think everybody, and Sean like definitely you answer this too, and anybody who's like listening, like I think that whole place played a prominent role in our lives, and our lives would be very different without that place. And I don't know what it was, but it was a magical moment in all of our lives, and it really, like I don't know, constructed something for us to all be not pieces of shit, even though we could have all very easily been very big pieces of shit. Like
Yeah.
we're all just a bunch of hoodlum kids.
Dude, and that's yeah, because honestly, like I don't know about you guys. Well, I do know about you guys, but I don't know about all of us. Where like, I don't know, like I didn't really have like a dad, like a dad figure, And then, I mean, I did, but not like in my everyday life. You know what I mean? But then all of a sudden, here comes Alley. First of all, you're getting free skateboards and shit, and grip tape whenever you want, and hardware and all. Like that's already awesome. But then you've got Larry, this badass father figure that with the hair and the
dad,
dicky
dude.
shorts and everything that comes with
You
it.
can't build shit.
And he's like that dad that you never had. So for that whole time that the shop was open, that's like, you remember I brought my Dreamcast up there and fucking I had all my shit at the shop. That was like my house. That was like my house away from my house. Like I spent so much time in that fucking shop. And but yeah, like you said, Greg, everything you said, I agree 100%. Like that had a huge impact on on how we all turned out, I think, for sure. And I think in a very positive way.
I just think it was great that there was 2 skate shops I could go and chill at and call home. Because Alley-Cat was first, and then the skate park got built like right after that. And then, or right around the same time, and then Stoke came up, and it was like, all right, cool. Well, I'm cool with everybody.
Kids don't get that these days, too. Like, you're kind of in a spoiled market where there actually had to be like a fucking rivalry, as stupid as that sounds. But it's like, yeah, dude, it's like we're in like this weird saturated area where skateboarding was the fucking shit before it was like mad marketing, Nike, Red Bull, all that bullshit, it was like the heaviest era of skateboarding. Like Alley-Cat created fucking pros, like that's what I was
gonna ask you that.
Proud about that shit. Like this shit, Alley-Cat created pro skateboarders that are still pro skateboarders.
Yeah.
Like
multiple pros.
Yeah, Ben Hatchell.
Ben Hatchell.
It's just fucking pretty up there, dude. Like there's people that like I paid mad money for like to go places, all of you guys, that anybody who wanted to take the venture, even like Whitney fucking did it well. Like
I loved Whitney. Chris Luring too.
Luring.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on the team for a little while?
He was on the team.
Yeah, for a long while. Yeah.
Did you pick some of those guys, Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that, and then just introducing other people, and like other teams were filled, and I don't know what we did right there. I still haven't kind of like figured out what we did so right at Alley-Cat to make it so popular.
Yeah, that is interesting to
I could
think
get
about.
you guys like any fucking sponsor you wanted. You want free element boards? Here you go. You want Toy Machine? You want to ride for Toy Machine? Here you fucking go, dude. You want to ride for S, America, Circa, Duff? Who the fuck do you want to ride for, dude? I'll get you that sponsor.
Dude, that was the best. I had the Etnies sponsor.
That's right.
I got like
that was legit as fuck too, dude.
I got 6 pairs of shoes a month.
Yeah, that was beyond rep flow. That was like direct flow, wasn't it?
No, it was like a rep.
But that was like super rep flow.
But like, yeah, like he hooked it up. 6 pairs of shoes a month that you can't even go through that much.
Yeah, that's like
that rep was
that'll last a year.
Yeah. That was the most insane. I just got the Ardos every single time. That was my favorite shoe.
Oh, so Nikki is wondering. So Nikki, you're thinking about Sound Waves. That's down in the Montrose area, downtown.
He's thinking of Shannon Street Waves.
Oh wait, oh no, maybe he is thinking of Shannon Street Waves. So, well, his question is, what was the skate shop in
Shannon Street
Kingwood?
Waves was in Town Center, not Town Center, but the Randall's parking lot. where the bike shop was by the Supercuts.
That's right. Holy
yeah.
And
fuck.
then
I forgot
it
about
moved
that.
out of Kingwood over to Willowbrook Mall, and outside in the parking lot of
Mm.
Willowbrook Mall. And then
Wow.
5 years later, Larry opened up Alley Cat.
Wow.
And then we actually became friends. James was the owner of that shop, Shannon Streetways, because James actually lived in Kingwood, and we had a lot of the same of accounts. So if we ran out of product, we would trade with each other. So like he'd be like, "Hey, I only have a couple more of these Volcom hoodies. This size is selling really well for me." And we're like, "Oh yeah, we can't sell that for shit. Let's trade something." And we'd literally trade with him, like product, because we had all the same accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before my time, I think.
That was right when Gary and I started skateboarding. I had a skateboard. I didn't get it. Gary rode my skateboard. I got pissed off. Somebody got a skateboard for him. I wanted a skateboard too.
Wait, so see, I've always been confused on that.
You got it from there. Gary's the real skateboarder before I am.
Okay, that was my question. Which one got the bug
Dude,
first?
He's the real one.
Okay.
Before I am. I'll put it on record.
You know what? That actually kind of makes sense. Now that I think about it, it makes sense.
I was jealous that he took my. I got the first skateboard.
You had the board.
He rode it more than I did, and then I got mad that he was riding my board that I got into it. So my parents got him a board so that he could ride because he was using it more. And my jealousy encouraged me to ride more. And now we're fucking awesome.
You were really into like BMX, and then like
I was more into bikes.
the skateboard
That's
was
true.
like
You did
in
have a
the
pretty
trash
big
can of like toys that we had played with.
Yeah.
I do it was Graig's, and then like I would just like pick it up and be like, all right, I'll ride this shit around and figure it out a bit.
And he figured it out and got fucking ultra good at it. And I was like, why can he do that? And I couldn't do that shit. So then I would I'd get mad.
Dude, and I don't remember, I can't remember how me and Gary, how did we even be, I guess almost skate park, huh? That's probably where we met,
to
right?
do that.
Yeah, it would have had to have been.
Were
And
you in the like church group thing?
oh,
of
we
Humble
did that
Park?
church skate camp, right? They had that little park in Humble where you go to church and you got to skate afterwards. Yeah, we did that a few times.
That's how we all met Mary.
Mary!
Did you know Mary?
Oh, are we
I
going to get
remember
into
Mary.
Mary's team?
That's Mary introduced you guys, huh?
I think so. I feel like it was around that era.
Because it was
Yeah.
like Tommy Castle
Right.
That's when I met
and
Tommy, Brandon.
I love Tommy.
Hell yeah.
yeah, it was that crew.
Pete.
Okay, so that's how I knew Peter Leung too. Before Alley Cat was around, and after Shannon moved, there was Beyond Image in the mall. Do you guys
That was
remember
your
that?
first
Yeah. And then
That was
Mary
my
had her
first
own
job.
little team there. Yeah.
But that was the first other skate shop when we all would remember it
Yeah.
in that area.
But then Humble Skate Park opened,
Mm-hmm.
And,
then
then,
we had that like skate camp
yeah,
that
that's.
we started.
See, I never actually.
Were you part of that?
I
Brian?
I taught
Was
like
it the one we taught at?
I taught for half of a camp, and then I was just really stubborn about the concept of teaching someone how to skate. Like I just didn't think that was correct. Like I was just more of a believer of just eat shit and figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I just felt wrong, especially since I wasn't that good at the time. Like why would I teach someone how to skate? It just you're probably better off just figuring it out yourself. You know what I mean?
I feel like watching
so-
like, Boston
Yeah,
and
go ahead, Gary.
Tony Hawk videos, like I was like, oh, like that makes sense to just like kind of explain it to someone, and like then they can just skip all the year of just like, what the fuck do I do to like get this off the ground, you know, or like drop in like, oh, I can learn that in a day, like if someone just teaches me.
See, and that's the thing is, in hindsight, obviously, it'd be great to have a teacher, but for some reason, I was just stuck in that stupid little middle school attitude of like, I wasn't fucking taught, so why would I teach somebody? You know what I mean? Like, I was just caught in that kind of shit. But regardless, either way, eventually we met, right? And then we were, like we were saying earlier, you know, kind of like two peas in a pod for several years there. And I swear, I can summarize, with the exception of that fucking UFO story, I can summarize that whole several years. It
Do it.
was after
Need it.
school, straight to Gary's house. We played with Tech Decks while watching skate videos at the same time. And then as soon as we got done finishing the video, then we went out and skated. And we did that every fucking day for a long time. And I'll tell you
the
what.
First car. I don't even think you had your driver's license. You had like your permit or something. And we're just
Yeah.
like, that's good enough. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, go anywhere out of Humble, Kingwood.
Dude.
And that one spot that like Greg was talking about, like off the Beltway, was like the first DIY, maybe. No, I think we had one that was like really close to our house. That was like a gas station.
Yeah, there was that.
I'll eat your ass.
And that. Yeah.
But like, just exploring with the cars just like opened my whole mind to like where you can go with like this fucking toy, you know.
And
Why do you keep calling it a toy, Gary?
Yeah, it's not a toy.
well, it kind of is a toy. It's just a toy that you can do really cool shit with.
Is a bicycle a toy?
You're having
much.
fun with it,
Yeah.
and I just don't take it as serious as I used to. So I'm like, this is fun now.
That's why I love skateboarding now. I don't have to think or worry about, like, I just do what I want to do, and it doesn't matter if anybody likes it or not. Like, I'm just having fun skating that rail. And it's weird how, when you look back, because obviously we weren't all trying to be sponsored for no reason at all, right? We all obviously wanted to get somewhere with it. But once you finally don't make it, and then you realize how much fun skateboarding was before you tried to make it, and then you get back to that, it's like, oh, this is why I got into it, because it's fun. There wasn't any deadlines. There wasn't any fucking certain clips a month. There wasn't any team drama. No. Just pure front tail slides on a rail. That's it. That's all it means to me now. And it's so much more fun that way. And you guys know me. I used to have the worst temper tantrums of all fucking time. Not anymore, because I don't have a reason to care. And it's just for fun now, you know?
I can totally relate to that, dude. Especially working in the industry. Like, I worked in the skateboarding industry legitimately for about 12 years of my life. And I learned to fucking hate it. Like, there was a point where I fucking hated skateboarding. Like, that doesn't really even make sense, but I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
But I stopped skateboarding.
I've never had that happen quite.
Yeah, dude. It's like it gets soul sucking because like you have to deal with all the other parts of how like the industry's grown so much.
Well, and that's something that we
and
never.
Then being a true skateboarder, like when I worked for Zoomies, I worked for Zoomies for between 5 to 6 years, right? And I worked my way up into like an upper management position. I'd run multiple stores. And we go on these retreats, right? And it would be like 100, 150 people, you know, like and plus like the headquarters and whatnot. So maybe 300 total. But you get all these people, and then you realize that like, you think you're working for a skateboard company, and then you realize that like, no, there's just like a bunch of regular people that wish they were skateboarders. They have a skate park built at their headquarters, right? And there's like 5 of us that can like actually skateboard. And I'm just kind of like, oh, this is cool. But it was also cool being that guy that kicks ass at business that also kicks ass at skateboarding. So I kind of like got a little like, oh, like yeah, that's right. I can shred both.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, because I can understand that from you, because you actually, like you said, you actually worked in the industry, and even at corporate levels at some points, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And none of us we just skated, you know what I mean? Like we didn't, so I can understand how you would get more sick of the whole scene, especially dealing with it on a business level like that. That's gotta be, because if you think about it, the skateboarding industry is kind of like it's the least industry-like industry of all industries. It's just a bunch of
That's
hooligans with
kind of
skateboards
like a
and
really
cameras.
great way to describe it. Very much so, right? It's like I got fired for smoking weed from fans.
Wow.
Colorado,
That's just
right?
assy.
No, I was in Texas. Like I told them that I use cannabis, and they're just like, "Nope, cut him." I was like, "Wait, that's fucked up,
That
right?
is
Hold
so
on a
fucked.
second, dude."
Wow.
Jeez, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. It was just
Dude, that's like arresting a that's like
Eat my neighbors.
yeah, that's like eating your neighbors. And then no, that's like that's like a comedy club firing a stand-up comedian for doing coke in the green room. Well, what the fuck did you think he does before his show? Seriously, how do you think the comedy comes out? What do you
Yeah.
think you're doing here? But
it's hilarious.
not that all comedians are cokeheads, folks. Just to clarify.
I mean, sure as might as well be. No, like so for me, I'm like so to round about that kind of thing, it was really hard for me. And then, like my ex had bought me a skateboard a couple years ago, and I kind of used it, but mostly for the last 2.5 years, I've kind of just like leashed up my dog and let him. Like, wouldn't not be on a skateboard, but I have a cruiser. But like, no ollies, not going to the skate park, not trying to do shit.
Well,
And I had taken a hiatus before, and I sucked. So this was a longer hiatus. And I
well,
was like, fuck.
you listen to me, Greg. So first of all, Sean's already in Austin, and Jeff is moving there in 2 days. I'm moving there in 6 weeks. Tom Schneider's out there. Colton Shepard's out there. Fucking JP's. Everybody's out there. And plus, we just rebooted this whole anti-ed shit. And if you think for 1 second that we're not going to be dragging you out skating with us, you are fooled, my friend. Because you are going to be skateboarding
So
very soon.
I have two parts to this too. That's fucking awesome. But don't get me wrong. The end of the story is that I moved out here and I was like, well, I guess I have to go skateboarding. Right. And this gets to the point we were making was like, so I met up with my friend Andy, and we were talking about this earlier, Sean and you, Brian. Like, he is one of the main dudes at the Lizard Ditch, and he's helped out at that Broken Neck place. He's like DIY as fuck. I've known this dude for like 10 years. He's a really good fucking friend, solid fucking dude. And like, he's introduced me to a lot of fucking OG fucking cool skateboarders out here. And this is the funny kind of like shitty part of it is like, no ego or anything, right? But I remember like I went up to them and I was like, hey, I'm super scared. It had been literally like 2 years plus since I stepped on my popsicle stick kind of board and went and skated some fucking actual shit. And we went to this DIY place, and like within 20 minutes, dude, I was like front crailing this fucking gnarly transition. And they're like, what the fuck, dude? I thought you said you hadn't skated in 2 years. And I was just like, it just came back, dude. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I brought like a fucking quarter of fucking weed with me, dude. And I was just fucking smoking like crazy. I was just super high. And I was just like, I'm just going to fucking shred, and got all loosey-goosey and just fucking shredded. So now I keep it on a regular skateboarding. But like we were saying, I was like, it's a lot different because there's no purpose to it.
Yeah, it's just
like
pure,
there's no
pure.
I don't have to serve anybody. I'm not trying to accomplish a goal with it. It's just about me having fun, hitting some tricks, and then like my friend Andy, he's like super kind of particular, and he's like, I was like, dude, I think I need 10 tricks. That's it. I'll be fucking happy. And I've learned to like let go a lot more, like not getting a trick, I'll just let it go. Or I'll get that trick, it'll be fucking badass, it'll be gnarly, and then I'm done. and now I can have a beer and fuck off.
Yeah, see, that's
Great.
what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about, and that's why
Makes it a lot more fun.
I am so excited. Gary, you're obviously living in Los Angeles, so you're going to be missing out quite a bit. But I am so excited for all of us. I don't know, Gary. How long do you plan on staying out there?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna see how this next year goes because COVID shit is kind of just destroying everything. It's picking back up, but I don't know. I'm kind of like open to whatever right now. I don't really have anything like locking me down here.
Dude, well,
But,
your brother's got a place for you to crash, and fuck, I'll have a place for you to crash, and so will all of us, actually. And, dude, I'm just so hyped to, I don't know. I'm all about not growing up. And
That's what's
I
good.
want to grow up because I want a bunch of badass shit.
well, yeah, you've done awesome things. What the fuck have I done? I've hosted a stupid radio show for 5 years, and
Dude,
what
you
did I
played
do?
music. We haven't even gotten into that shit. How about we used to play music together? Like,
But my point is,
you've done plenty of shit. You don't even live here anymore. You've gotten out of Texas. You've done plenty
yeah,
of
but I'm about to
shit.
get.
Don't downplay yourself like that, bro.
I'm about to get
Let's
sucked
go.
right the fuck back into Texas in 6 weeks, though. And when I do, it's just what I'm saying is it's going to be awesome that we're going to have such a sick crew of not only just like those of us that grew up together, but we all have different types of skating. Like Sean's got his tech stuff. Graig, like you said, fast and dangerous. He got your style. I'll just be over there in the corner skating the rail, right? And Tom Schneider will be blasting a kickflip over your backyard, all at the same time. And
Dude, is Tom Schneider still the same? Does he look the same?
Sean,
I'm excited.
you answered this
Sean,
question.
I'm
Sean.
like excited. I didn't realize Tom lived here, and I saw that clip on the anti-ed thing the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, Tom Schneider!" I was literally like thinking about him like a week ago. I was like, "I wonder whatever happened to Tom, man. Like, I hope he's doing well. I always really liked him because I was telling a funny story about him about how like he can't handle spicy shit."
Oh,
And like, remember Cece's Pizza right next to Alley Cat? We'd go there and we'd order taco pizza. And he'd eat a slice of that fool and be sweating beads of sweat from eating taco pizza.
But he didn't
Yeah.
stop either. He just
Yeah, he just kept eating
really
it.
good.
holy
But
shit!
just, like,
I
whole
forgot about
shirt
that.
is soaked. I've never seen this in my life. Someone's sweating from food.
Is he still
Yeah.
the same? How is he?
Tom hasn't changed one bit.
He's-
He looks exactly the same, and he is the same person.
He's the same fucking Tom, dude.
Yeah, and I skate with. He gets like 2 days off a week, and we try to skate those days as much as we can. And on top of that, Greg, hold on.
Yeah.
So knowing some OGs around here, where is the backyard mini ramp? Have you spotted that out yet?
Which backyard mini ramp?
Well, that's
any,
a good
Any
point.
Short
backyard
one?
mini ramp.
There's
Or-
a
Have
lot
you been
of,
to one at all?
Yes, but I've only been to this one out in Spicewood.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And that's since you moved here?
yeah, it's pretty fucking proper. It's like a 4-footer, about 20 feet wide, and that's pretty general. That's it. But it's like it's on this dude's property. It's out in Spicewood. It's like 45 minutes away, and you pull up on this property. It's like these two houses, and then you have to like walk this trail down to the woods. It's kind of funny. We were making a joke on it because it's set real nice. There's like stones, and like you walk there, and there's a bunch of tiki torches, and I was like, I feel like we're walking to the Klan rally, and they're just like, oh fuck, and I was just like, but that's what it really kind of feels like. These guys tiki torches and shit. But there's this badass fucking mini ramp as soon as you get to the trail, and it's just like, it's fucking legit.
Well, I got a buddy out here who we all we have to do is put like the top layer of plywood on,
Like
and it's a
the
mini
gator
ramp.
skins.
Yeah. We moved it from one place to another, and it's all built. It just has to be like the plywood. There's like 2 or 3 layers, and then skate light, and we got to screw those down. and then it's ready to go.
Is
Pretty
that
much.
Colton's old ramp?
Possible. No. I don't think it's Colton's old ramp because I've skated Colton's ramp, or at least one of his ramps. I don't know. It's like 5 years ago, but I don't think this is his ramp.
Have you been to that place, King? Well, I don't. You don't skate much, like park tranny stuff. So really, no.
Yeah, I do.
You
I
do?
go to all the parks. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you heard of that place called King Ranch?
No, I mean, I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's
I'm not
dude,
sure if
it's
I've
like
been there.
got this epic snake run, and like there's this like vert kid I follow. His name is Tyree Carter, but his Instagram handle is Ryte Carter,
Mhm.
like underscore Carter. But he's like a shredder, and he's like a Houston kid. But I saw this place on there, and my friend Andy's been telling me about it. But it's kind of like Bam's driveway, but a little bit more like condensed and like all over the place, snake run kind of shit. But it's out in Smithville. I think that's where it is. I might have it.
Okay.
It's a little. No, Smithville.
That's like an hour east.
No,
That's
it's
east.
west. It's west.
Okay.
I don't remember the town. It might be in Spicewood too somewhere. Oh, fucking.
No, I haven't heard of that, but that sounds like something Tom.
I'll
might
send
know
you
about.
I'll send you a clip of it, dude, because this place looks bad fucking ass, dude. And like, I'm so grateful I have my fucking friend Andy, because we met playing in bands touring together, and he's recently become more of a skateboarder, like has like rekindled his love for skateboarding, so he's like all about his boards and his setups and shit. And he's the one who's introduced me to all these people. So we're like doing all this gear. Like my friend Josh is the dude that does all the concrete work at like Lizard, but he's done any good concrete work you've seen on a DIY spot in Austin has been done by this guy. He's like he's like a foreman,
short?
huh?
Is he kind of short?
Yeah, he's
do they
kinda
call him
short.
Metal Josh?
Yeah, the metal Josh.
I've met that guy.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
skated with him
Hair?
in San Marcos.
Yeah, that's my homie, dude. Like we're pretty cool, and
Oh, never mind.
he's like a real funny tight ass, and I really like kind of adore him. But it's the dude knows his shit, dude, and he makes good fucking ramps, like
Dude.
quality fucking shit. And we're just like, okay, now it's on the side of a ditch. Like it's legit as fuck. Like it is skate park quality shit. He's like a foreman or some shit, and does like that professionally, and then just likes to build skate shit on the side. So we planned it out. Like, so I'll tell you, like, Lizard Ditch, like we already made the beer coping, and you can donate to Lizard Ditch if you follow like Skate DIY on Instagram. Lizard's a pretty heavy like plug on them, because we're always doing shit over there. I say we, like I'm associated. My friends though, they do a lot of cool shit, and like they're always looking for funding, because that shit costs money, or just help too, you know. I try to donate as much as I can, or as much time as I can.
So just so that we can give it out to the audience in the chat room, it's at Skate DIY on Instagram.
Well, that's a national account that follows DIY skateboarding projects and stuff. That's pretty dope.
All right, well, I'll
But
just
this
put that
one's Lizard Ditch, or Lizard DIY.
there. Ooh, I can't wait to skate that spot, dude. I mean,
Brian, this spot's fucking killer.
dude, just
Yeah, it's fun.
before I even saw anything, and I saw that skull sitting there in between the little gap.
Lizard underscore DIY.
I just
Okay.
found it.
Yeah.
Lizard. Okay,
Keep
let me
it clean.
click that.
No graffiti. No drama. No pegs. Contests if you want to contribute in any way. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's my friend Andy that runs that shit. It's funny. All those
That's
dudes are
awesome.
super legit. They're cool fucking dudes. It's a legit skate spot. City. I mean, I think they have it geotagged on there, maybe.
Yeah, they do. You can look it up on
Yeah, you
Google
can look
Maps.
it up
It's
on Google.
hilarious. You just type in
Okay.
Lizard Ditch and it takes you right there.
it's kind of dope because it's in this just like untreaded territory where it's in a loophole.
Yep.
As long as they don't like impede on water flow, so meaning you can't build anything on the bottom of the ditch or on the sides of the ditch. You can only build above. And the fact that the area can't be developed the way that they've made it already, it's like a park.
Mhm.
It's built for neighborhoods, so it's got like street blocks all through it, and it's ready for houses. But then they didn't develop it, and now it's just this ditch. So it's forever going to be like that until the city sells out. But that's not going to be for a while. It's a park, so it's like it's going to be there forever. It's legit.
There's quite a few spots like that in Austin, in the area. And you know what's crazy? You know, you were all talking about like skating spots back in the day in Houston and how it kind of seems like there was a limited amount of spots, at least from my perspective, as far as street spots go. That's how it always seemed like. You're like, oh, we go to Post Oak or we go to Trank or this or that, right?
Right.
But there's an Instagram page that's called Spot Watch Houston.
Yeah.
And they post so many spots on there in Houston, it's insane. I'm like, holy shit, that's actually a legit spot, like a bunch of them. And do any of y'all follow that page on Instagram?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's legit.
Gary,
Spot
do you
Watch Houston.
remember a couple of months ago I sent you that rail? It was back when I was living in Houston, and I was like, dude, look at this rail. It was like 2 long flat 2, and it had this rail, and you could like just straight up. It had like 2 kinks, but they're short kinks, and you could just grind the flat into the street. You remember that?
Yeah, I gotta like show y'all my like. I've been skate mapping stuff since I was driving in Greg's car.
Just a wee little,
just a ridiculous
wee little baby Gary, yeah.
Skate map.
Oh,
Of like Houston and Austin and Dallas and now LA, and it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
here's Houston.
wait, what if they made? Okay,
Holy
let's see if we
shit.
can see it.
it's like 100 spots.
And
It's
then
over 100 spots. How many is that?
I don't know.
Probably like
I did
120.
I have 2,000 spots.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Damn,
Jesus.
dude.
This is Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, that's probably about 2 or 3. That's probably about 4 or 5,000.
And then right
Where's
now
the-
in
Yeah,
LA
Houston,
wasn't
Dallas and LA are the most, and you have 2,000 spots total. So that's at least 600 each.
Dude, just imagine, have you ever used that Waze app where they tell you, like, hey, there's an asshole cop waiting right here, half a mile
Yeah, I
ahead?
use it.
What if they had an app like that for skateboarding? Like, hey, there's this dickhole security guard here right now. Like, don't come here.
I thought you meant like if you were driving, like it would just pop up and be like, "Hey, remember
There's a spot right there. Yeah.
is there a rail to your like half
Yeah.
a mile away? You can just like pull away."
That too. And you know what the best part about the app would be is that I would be the narrator. You know? I would pop up on your phone and be like, there's a fucking 8-stair rail on your left.
Turn left, turn left, turn left. There's an 8-stair.
Turn left, stack. Yeah.
That reminds me, like, you remember that Shorties video where like Chad Muska has the OnStar? Like he's in like
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, "Hey, yo, what's up, Brad? Is there any good skate spots?" And he's like, "Good skate spots? Huh? What?" And he's like, "Never mind, fuck off."
Transworld
Yeah,
that'd be
Anthology.
Dope.
Well, actually, that was even earlier than that.
It's a
But,
Transworld video.
It was a Transworld video,
Yeah.
but I saw it in Transworld Anthology, which was, as it's titled, an anthology of all the previous Transworld videos. What a great fucking video, by the way. And real quick, so we did hit the 3-hour mark, and so we'll probably wrap up like pretty immediately. But real quick, have you guys seen iDabble, Mark Appleyard's version of 411 that he rebooted?
Yeah.
Dude, how fucking awesome is that, dude? I'm so hyped on that. Not to mention, the whole last segment of the first episode was Fitz's house. That was the whole last segment. And dude, it's just like 4-on-1. It comes out once a season, and except it's online now because everything's online. Which I'm not sure if I don't know. I kind of miss the days of knowing that a video wasn't going to come out for a year or two and waiting for the magazine every month. Like, there was a certain charm to all of that that seems kind of lost now with all this Instagram instant gratification skate footage that we get every 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
They were doing like theater releases too, like iDabble was before like the COVID shit hit, which I thought was so sick because no one really does that anymore, except unless you're like, you know, Ty Evans releasing his $250,000.
Well, I'll tell you what. Once Anti-Ed gets some better,
I don't know how much it was.
once Anti-Ed gets some better sound alerts and we get a stronger legal team, yeah, we're gonna be doing some shit like that too. We're gonna bring it back to the old school. I don't even know what I meant by that, but yeah, I would love to fucking make some. Yeah, honestly, I think Mark Alpiard's doing it for all of us.
I'll do it.
I might do it. How about that? I might do it. Now, real quick before we wrap up. Oh, I see there's more people tuning in now. Where the fuck were you the last 3 hours, you fuck? Now, I don't mean to call you a fuck. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I kind of did. There you go. Now, real quick, Gary and Graig, since you're on the show and you got your own... Oh, by the way, this is my last question of the night for sure, before we get to our outros. Gary's background. The classic image of the bear catching the salmon. I'm going to hear everybody's guess one at a time. Who took that photo, and what do you think they're doing right now at this moment? After all that money they made on that photo. Sean, you first.
Wait, what's going on?
He's way too high to do this right now. All right, great. Your turn.
Wait, what?
Greg is also too tuckered out.
What is the guy who took the photo of Gary's background doing right now?
It's so simple. It's so simple that I'm not even going to... I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking retard.
Is it Gary?
That's also
is
a
Gary
possibility.
the one that took the photo?
I did not take the photo.
Yeah, that's definitely an
I
iOS.
assumed that you all knew about who the guy... Okay, I'm just a nerd, I think is where the confusion is here.
Is that like a famous photo?
Yeah, it's a famous photo by a famous photographer that obviously went...
It's like fucking David Attenborough fucking shit.
Yeah, somebody like that. I forgot the guy's name.
You don't even know the guy's name. Why are you making a big deal out of it?
I'm not making... It was such a... It's anyway, let's just move on.
It'd be a cooler question if you're like, what strand is this weed in Greg's background? And then we could all talk about something we all like.
Oh, God. Well, I'll tell you something we do all like that we need to do is, well, for one, I think it's safe to say that this is certainly not the last time you two are on not only this show, but also the other shit we do on this channel as well. You're obviously going to be... You're going to be no strangers to this channel. But until we do have you guys on the next time, do you guys have any shit you want to plug? Any social media accounts, websites? Where can they keep up with everything that is Graig and Gary Briggs? But individually.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a shared Instagram or
Yeah.
anything.
I just
We
wanted to clear that up.
could. We could have a super red Instagram.
Oh, pun partially intended.
The Super Rat Show on the Anti-Ed Network.
Shit, that's a good idea to me.
That's Bresler's dream right there.
Yeah. Shit,
We can make it happen.
I'm living the dream right now because we're doing this. And how fun? See, listen, did you guys have more fun than you thought you would?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we do this all the time, so you're more than welcome. And but yeah, this is your last shot. If you have any shit you want to share, tell them
Buy my
now.
CBD, dude.
That's what
my
I'm talking
CBD
about.
There you go.
The Buds Deluxe.
Deluxe.
BudsDeluxe.com.
We're gonna.
That's what I do now. I'm in the cannabis industry. I'm stoned as fuck right now. But we make it in Houston. It's Texas based. It's fucking
yeah.
the dopest shit.
Get there while you
Dope
can,
is
son.
dope.
We're gonna have to talk sponsorships.
Yeah, I was gonna
deals.
say.
I'm working on it, dude. Like we can go into a whole nother thing, but I've kind of worked in. I do a lot of mountain biking now. I'm trying to work into that industry and do all that, but skateboarding as well. So this is like a
Crush a
skateboarder
fucking
and
couple cinnamon rolls with your
cyclostone
butt and see if the
mountain
ladies
bike,
don't
like,
come running.
brand. So it's kind of fucking dope.
Dude, and
People like that shit. It helps. I just got over a bad injury, and the only thing that like made me heal was using CBD and yoga, straight up. Like,
dude, do you
take
guys
drugs.
have you ever tried the CBD pre-roll joints where it's like smoking a joint, but they take most of the THC out of it, and you just get
No,
the
I'll just smoke
CBD?
a joint.
Ah, well,
Alright.
well, yeah. If you're
Regular one.
smoking weed anyway, you might as well just do that.
Yeah.
But
But
I just
for
smoke
like
a
pain,
joint.
for regular pain and like doing it for other shit in high concentration, it's really good for you actually.
oh, thanks, Nikki. I didn't realize you actually. Oh, thanks, Nikki, dude. Appreciate that. Thanks,
yeah,
thanks
why
for the
that?
sound alert, Nikki.
Check that out.
And yeah, and I'll tell you what, Greg. As
Buds Deluxe.
soon as our the other show I do, Shift Happens, as soon as our CBD sponsor realizes how much money they're losing on investing in us, then I'll hit you up for
Then
sure.
I'll invest in you.
And but what about you, Gary?
I'll make you a great deal, $0. But
Perfect.
I'll give you a bunch of free shit to give out.
That's about exactly what we're worth. Now, Gary, what about you? What you got going on over there?
I'm chilling in California right now. You can hire me as your cinematographer if you have any documentary work.
Ooh.
Yeah, holla at
that's
the
what-
Chumbawamba.
Oh yeah, me and Brian are gonna fucking shoot this Chumbawamba thing.
Hell yeah,
You're
Crush a fucking
dude.
couple
Damn,
cinnamon
I didn't know
Dude.
you were the
rolls with your butt and See
dude.
if the ladies don't
Gary,
come
you
running.
are the dude. Do the
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
that's-
talking
get
about
knocked down.
it.
I only know that song, but I will
The only
fuck-
one you need to know.
As do
What?
all Americans.
I'm sorry.
right?
circle the world to shoot that shit with you and make it look beautiful. And it will be the funnest.
But I get up again.
But
Yeah, like recording, I've just got cinematography, and then yeah, that's what I do now. At Dingle Gary on
Dude,
Yeah,
Sean, do you
Dingle
follow
Gary.
Gary?
I think I do.
Dude, I love watching your Instagram feed, Gary, because like everything you film is literally fucking beautiful.
yeah,
It's so
it is.
like I know he's my brother and shit, but it's just kind of dope because everything is just
Yeah, that's why I asked
good,
him to
dude.
fucking-
It's so good. Like
yeah,
it's like a Ty Evans level kind of shit, dude. He just fucking
yeah.
really does it well.
Or you can say Ty Evans is almost at a Dingle Gary level.
Mm,
Yeah.
it's there.
And, listen, I didn't
Sure.
ask Gary for that gig for nothing, or for him to get that. Listen, folks, I'm running out of ways to say words. It's been too long. So let's. You know where to find us. Me and Hal are here all the time. Anti-Ed 2 is live every Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 9:30 p.m. Pacific. Why not 9 o'clock, you ask? Because we're just a little too stupid to get on time. So we set it at 9:30 and we aim for 9. That way it kind of ends up being 9:30. You see how that works, folks? And also, the way Twitch works, the replays only stay here for so long. So we back up all these episodes on our brand new YouTube channel. Just look for Anti-Ed Podcast on YouTube. It'll pop right up. And I didn't even announce that we had subscriptions available, but Maya has already subscribed tonight. Thank you very much, Maya. And thanks for everybody for hanging out in the chat room and all that good fun stuff. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe. And goodbye, you fucks.